red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was telling land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, or really the afternoon. Well, yeah, Brother Red Pillar reporting live and direct, and I'm going to soon be joined by my co-host, Brother Blue Pillar, in the building, you dig? So with that being said, let me know how we sound on the audio. And yeah. That song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Facts remix by the 44 Tops. So, yeah, go ahead and claim your song on buymeacoffee.com/KnowTheLedger444. Go ahead and get that song. I get so many people say they want it. Well, we got you. It's on the site. You dig? And with that being said, let me go ahead and open up the line. I don't even want to hold y'all. Tap it in. None other than our good brother, Blue Pillar 44, aka the 44 God. Peace.
Peace, my brother.
God of the build. What up, though?
Hey, I'm back at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lean back in my Craftmatic.
Back at it, lean back in the Craftmatic. Yeah, man. How's everything?
Like a crack addict. All is well, man.
Indeed.
All is well. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm out here skipping in these internet streets.
It's dirty in these streets, man.
Dirty in these streets, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my sword and my shield.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? But I'm outside, man. I'm like, what's good?
Super ugly in these streets,
like, what's good, my genius? I ain't ducking no phase. I'm outside with Gucci.
You feel me? Back to back. So let's do this. Let's do the roll call and let's get right to it. You know what I mean? Because we do not make sure we get this man in bed, because I don't want him to be posting no videos talking about he fucked up on leg day tomorrow and try to infer that we was a result of that. You know? So we got Tuscaloosa in the building. It's only right. Shout out to Tuscaloosa. Shout out to Philly in the building. You dig? Shout out to Harlem in the building. We see you, Harlem, all day. Shreveport. Y'all about to be the new Hollywood. Shout out to Shreveport. Did you seen the streaming service yet? They launched it. 50 cents.
Nah, simulate.
Yeah. San Jose in the building, Philly in the building, Palm Beach, Richmond, CT in the building, Kansas City in the building, Detroit in the building. You dig? The Detroit months ended in a cliffhanger. Say that. Greenville, South Carolina. We got Rome, Georgia. You dig? Yeah, shout out to Rome. Toronto. South Carolina, Flatbush in the building, Columbus, Ohio in the building. You feel me? Jersey in the building, Chi-Town in the building, Oak Cliff in the building. Shout out to Oak Cliff. Tuck your chain. Boston in the building. We got Durham in the building, North Tulsa in the building, Lenape in the building. We got Columbus. All of the mounds is connected, y'all. All of the mounds is connecting right now. Philly in the building. Lake Charles is in the building. You feel me? Ireland is in the building. Fort Hood. Houston, Texas. Phoenix. Hollywood. DeLand. Detroit. Gulf Coast. 305. Do or die. Money is a major issue type of thing. Dallas in the building. You know what I mean? East Oakland in the building. Is that Ali Zoe from the 305 tapping in? Is that you, Ali Zoe? We got East Oakland in the building, Vegas in the building, London, all right, Jacksonville, Flint, Michigan, Rochester. Oh, man, we outside, man. We are outside. East 14th, all right. We got Memphis in the building. Yeah. Buffalo Bills, Goldsboro. Goldsboro, sounds okay. Indianapolis, Indiana. Inktown. All right. The family, Hawaii, the family is here, man. Let's just get right to it. The family is outside. You feel me? Chicago. What up? London, the Mondem. In it. Mine across the pond. Yeah, in it. Shout out to the London family. Shout out. I got my guy Leon. Shout out to Leon from the UK. I'm about to bring a dynamic teacher/speaker from the UK on the platform. Also, tomorrow, I got my good brother Spin City coming through with the AI talk. You know what I mean? So, and if anybody was in our workshop that we did on AI, I believe about maybe a year ago, the good brother Spin City, he's been in the lab. He's going to be coming through tomorrow. We got a special show. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to it. We have to do a subathon or whatnot. I need 100,000 or something. I need to run it up. Inglewood, West Phoenix, Thunderliga. Yeah. So with that being said, man, how's everything, man? How's everything going down with you, my good brother? What you been up to since we last built yesterday?
Just building. You know, allowing everything to register. It was an impactful program last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And yeah, things have just pretty much, the timeline has been overconsumed, by the breaking news and what have you. So it's just been a long stream of consciousness, the ability to sit back and observe, you know what I mean? And just see the chips fall where they may, if you will.
Right.
And, interestingly, seeing people's reactions and what have you, culminating, finishing out the year with the prophecy intact. Around this time last year, I said that this year was going to be about judgment.
Yes, the year of judgment. You did say that before Cat popped out.
Before Cat popped out, this was December of 23. And I was like, yeah, this going to be the year of judgment. You know what I'm saying? Jurisdictions and judications. So, to see it shaping up the way that it has, it has been quite a revelation, quite an observation.
Right.
leading into a law and order year, which would be next year. Very interesting, and then throwing in, what I'm saying, the observations of Teflon in the midst of all of this.
Trump.
Right. And then the juxtaposition, with Teflon Trump and him personifying as a damn near 80-year-old, European, who they could wear it on their sleeve, you know what I'm saying? They could do whatever, so it seems, and get away with it.
Right.
Even down all the way to publicly broadcasted genocide and whatever. Whatever, you feel me? However they dish it, you know what I mean? The world has been primed to receive it, and receive it in the way in which, there's little to no pushback, right? There's a level of impunity, and it's just like, you just got to bear witness to it. And the minute that you try to play that hand,
because if my memory serves me correct, did Trump get convicted of essay? Was there some sort of essay charge that he got booked for that, right? He got booked for essay, he got booked for fraud, a little bit of lying here and there. And there was not a concerted effort to cancel him and whatnot. It was, he didn't get the type of backlash that you would expect.
Bro, they got an entire documentary out.
Really?
Dealing with his personal relationships with Jeffrey.
Really?
What? Receipts.
Where's that on Netflix?
I might have seen it on Netflix,
Rumble,
but like Rumble and through them networks. But it's not such a clandestine documentary. It felt like borderline mainstream. It came out. These are not secrets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not just like they just showed up with pictures. They showed up. It was accusations. Like those young women, same age, 13 and 14. Some of them 17. It was making very clear and distinct accusations about who was involved and who wasn't. Our society, our community, for whatever reason, the salaciousness that comes with not only celebrity worship, but the downfall of celebrity. You know what I'm saying? The engines seem to get ignited and the gears really kick into gear when it comes down to one of our own, Oh, it's time to tear a nigga down.
Oh yeah, let me get my gloves.
Yeah, the town hall is there for that. And I'm not saying that it's not necessitated as if any of these people might be innocent. I don't personally know whether that's true or not, but I know the way that the nigga net works, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga net it's the court of public opinion, and it's dismissive of, what the final outcome is, because it's perception. It's majority perception based. Whether you catch a L or a W, how do people feel about you initially? That's the sticking staying power.
Right.
That's the shit that don't get scrubbed necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything gets built on top of that. Yeah. So the initial response becomes the foundation. It becomes the ground that everything else is going to be built upon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for whatever reason, we don't respond the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What happened?
I was stupid enough to read the comments. Nigga said a baby back in. Here I am trying to be all deep and shit. Y'all just want to get into the nigga that conversation.
Man.
That's what they want.
That's what you want.
That's what you want.
That's what they want. We definitely have to address you know, the elephant in the room or the panda in the room. We're gonna get to it though.
We're gonna get,
Yeah, let us build up. Let us, you know what I'm saying? Let us build up and get to it.
Yeah, let us respectfully build up. You know what I'm
Respectfully.
saying?
I got some slides. You know what I mean?
You got slides?
Yeah, I got a few slides or whatnot. Let's pull up some slides.
Yeah, do your thing. I'm gonna shoot you something over while you do that thing, man. I just remembered I had a slide in the cut that I needed to get off my chest. Go ahead.
Okay, so today is a very interesting day in regards to the ending of this manhunt that kind of had the nation in a headlock and whatnot. There was like, you know, there was a meetup in Washington Square Park where people were basically cosplaying the shooter, and the sales of his trench coat at Burlington or whatever store it was started going
skyrocketing.
You know what I mean? People would basically, you know, he's become this figure, almost like I'm giving it like a Guy Fawkes type of energy.
Okay,
they were moving with that type of energy.
He's a folk hero.
He's a folk hero, right?
He's a folk hero.
Yeah. So come to find out, he's a person. They got a person of interest today, and you know this person of interest. His name is Luigi, right? He is Luigi. You know, he's considered to be a MAGA bro in a sense and whatnot. He's a little bit of an incel, they said. But he's also a graduate of Ivy League schools or Ivy League college and whatnot.
Yeah, he's very accomplished academically.
Very accomplished, right? So,
right,
his villain arc, you know, it's assumed that his villain arc comes from a place of frustration, and he basically, you know, niggas acting bad, but somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? He basically said that, you know, if nobody's gonna do it, I'll do it. You know, and it's very interesting that we're ending this calendar year with this case and whatnot, symbolically, because of what you said in your predictions about the downfall of media and medicine, and you know, this situation, and not just this situation, but the public's acceptance of it, to the point where you got companies taking down the CEO pictures like, nah, we ain't about to have yeah. Take my shit down.
Oh yeah, they scraped that.
Yeah, they scraping CEO pictures off of websites now. And you know, it's interesting. What is your take on this?
Originally, before 2016, before they got, you know, Trump, right, before Trump got voted in,
right,
you know, it was said when Hillary was supposed to come in, they was going to do the 10-90 split, right? So the 10-90 split is there's going to be 90%. In so many words, the 1%ers and the 10%ers, the small minority of the population, they got the bag, you know, or the uber ultra capitalists were going to be protected, you know what I'm saying, by the willing members amongst the 90% that wanted to be security, because that's the only level of access that they're going to have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're creating this dichotomy of have and have nots. Yeah, somebody said it perfect. Batman, right? They're getting back to
heavy
Gotham.
Batman, right?
Yeah, they're getting back to that Gotham energy. You know what I'm saying? Where now they're able to create a contrived firewall around these CEOs. You know what I'm saying? To sustain a level of unaccessibility, right? And that's exactly what they want. So this is a dog whistle to put them in position to be separate, you know what I'm saying, to be on an Elon where they're like, yeah, you know, we're going to be insulated, we're going to be heavily securitized and protected, and yeah, we might even just bounce to Mars on y'all, you know what I mean? And because this is creating the necessary distance that the CEO has to have with the employee, because they're going to start shaving employees, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, at an exponential rate next year with the computers
Right. With the
and the
AI.
AIs and the robots.
Hmm.
So
That's a fact.
they had to make this interpersonal break with the populace, you know what I'm saying, to create the dichotomy once again of I'm over here, you know what I'm saying, and y'all is over there and y'all mad. Tell us why you mad, son. Oh, because you don't got 100 biddies. You feel me? And
Right.
yeah, they everything is gonna be up from here. So and to be amongst the half, you gotta be 10 mil or
Bitcoin.
better. You
Yeah.
gotta be,
Bitcoin only entrance.
yeah, you gotta
Entries.
be super liquid. You gotta be 10 M's or better. You feel me? Or 10 biddies or better type shit. Yeah, Elysium. What's the Justin Timberlake joint? You know what I'm saying?
Timeless.
Yeah, all that. Right.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect
Segue.
excuse that they
Right.
needed. This is a
Perfect
perfect
excuse.
segue that they
Yep.
needed to create this demarcation line where all of y'all is over there. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga look
And
AI generated.
they going back to this privatized members only club, the Billionaires Boys Club for real is being all the way kicked in.
Okay. In Time was the movie with
In
Justin.
time,
Yep. In
right?
Time. Facts.
And people think that Trump is going to take a different position as a populist president. He's going to be amongst the people, but he definitely is going to draw the wall. You know what I'm saying?
It's
that
all
invisible,
billionaires in his
yeah,
cabinet.
it's going to be that invisible wall is built around him for security purposes. It's not going to be that same, I'm on a campaign trail popping up in
Yeah.
Butler,
Popping
PA,
up in
speaking to my
Butler,
people.
PA, with you guys.
Like,
Trailer
nah,
park.
you gonna see them. They, on Elon gonna make sure that if you see them, they beamed in. They ain't even physically gotta
From a
be there.
rocket or something. Right.
You feel me?
They like, I'm on Mars having with these OF models getting it in. They said that they want to they want to
That
repopulate the planet. We handling this replacement theory, brothers.
yeah. So
Mm. Let me just show something real quick because you brought up this whole thing with the Trump administration and what's what this agenda may really look like outside of what this campaign was. And in this administration, guys, you have Trump as a billionaire. You got Elon Musk, who's a billionaire. You got Vivek, who's a billionaire. Linda McMahon.
Billy,
Not only is she a wrestler, she's a billionaire. Doug Burgum,
that's yeah. That's the mama. She a wrestler too.
bro, she got body slammed by
Oh yeah.
Kane, my nigga.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it seems
She
to her it's
my
dunked.
bad.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
gets
she has got
she
it.
gets
Yeah.
it in.
Vince lined her up. She do get it in. Yeah.
You feel me?
She's
Vince lined
active.
her
Yeah.
up.
She
We
she
got
active on the
Howard
line.
Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, billionaire. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, billionaire. Charles
Mm.
Kushner,
Hmm.
billionaire. Warren
Yeah.
Stevens,
That's Jared.
billionaire. Yeah, Jared and them is back. The dude at NASA, billionaire. Steve Witkoff, Middle East billionaire. Kelly Loeffler, billionaire. Now, this wouldn't sound so alarming if our people, were sitting on some type of quote unquote, stash of coins and crypto where they may be able to enter into that club, because the new wealth class that's about to be created when XRP and all of these other things go super crazy and parabolic and whatnot, there'll be this whole title of a billionaire won't even mean that much. And I say in a few years and whatnot, but right now, um, this is what you're looking at with the new administration. It looks nothing like the last one, but I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's how they stacking them chips. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta also include JD Vance and his shadow, which is Peter Thiel.
Peter, right?
You feel me? And Leah, let's correct that. He's not loyal to him. He's loyal to Marion Adelson, who dog walks both of them because she's their
Right,
major financier and
right.
backer. Netanyahu was replaceable. He's literally in court right now at his own corruption trial. So it's not him necessarily that he's quote unquote loyal to. He's loyal to their handler, right?
Right.
Which is the 44th richest person on the planet, which is Miriam Adelson, who is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and the wife of the
Sheldon Adelson,
Sheldon Adelson, who's a
hotel magnate.
Yeah, Vegas
Casino,
hotel
matter of fact. Yeah, Vegas casinos, big pockets
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. So big APAC, big ADL energy and all of that. And you see what they doing right now, how they moving around. Is it real is in their bag right now. The only one that ain't the only one that's not in their bag is Aubrey Graham. What up, Aubrey? Yeah, so these billionaires are looking at trillionaires. That's the new flex to crack a trilly and whatnot. So the billionaires are the new millionaires, and they're basically coming together. They're gonna move towards making trillions of dollars and whatnot. And somebody said they need you use they and need to use that money for good. Yeah, good. The good of their own, the good of their people, the good of their pockets and their bottom line.
Yeah, it's a neo-capitalist agenda, right? And again, they're coming under the guise as populists, but they are globalists at heart. Look at Elon himself, right? Who should be a contradiction in terms in regards to, all of the potential conflict of interest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's a supplier of weapons and technologies to global clients, right? He's not relegated to a U.S. market.
Right.
You feel me? He's the intermediary between many conflicts because he got to provide services to this and provide services to that.
Right.
You know what
I mean?
He
got the Starlink.
That I'm speaking about with Starlink.
With Starlink, right.
Let alone the missiles and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just with Starlink. Just the fact that if someone has the green light to go to Mars, like he could solve the flat earth shit in one tweet. Like put a camera up on one of them rockets. Look, they playing with y'all.
Right.
They playing with y'all. They playing in your face. You know what I'm saying? And no one seems to catch it. You know what I mean? But it's right there. It's like you don't see the perceivable conflicts of interest dealing with these individuals, right? So it's almost like this one individual has the world by the cojones, because if he maintains a very fruitful relationship with the leader of the free world, that's within itself a conflict of interest because it gives him, unprecedented access to become the first trillionaire.
Right.
But what about when they fall out?
Right. When the egos clash.
What about when the egos clash and one dude got the suitcase, right? What they call the nuclear football. And the other dude has the advanced technology, right? Where they no longer, because of Elon, they're not like nukes and all of that stuff is old. That's old technology. The new stuff is positioned in space and you can't hit it and you can't intercept it and you can't even see it.
Can't even see it. Let me read this article. Big egos in Trump's cabinet could spark a New York City soap opera. Trump's transition team totes its alphas. We saw what 4 years of betas look like under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Bars. Donald Trump's cabinet is shaping up to be a who's who of MAGA world alpha types, among the most aggressive and boisterous on the campaign trail. Now that they've headed into the administration, those traits can prove their downfall. The president-elect has stacked his cabinet with outsized personalities who in some cases have conflicting ideological approaches and policy preferences that threaten to outshine Trump. And while the bunch is widely seen as far more loyal to Trump than his first cabinet, whose interests often clash with the president's, it raises the specter of whether this group will be able to avoid the drama from the first term. Already, the president-elect, through his actions, slapped down cabinet picks who have gotten out ahead of him. After Howard Lutnick, his transition advisor and pick for Commerce Secretary, said on CNN that Trump would, of course, not nominate RFK as Health and Human Services Secretary, the president-elect did exactly that. When Elon Musk, who was appointed to co-lead the unofficial Department of Governmental Efficiency, publicly endorsed Lutnick for Treasury Secretary, Trump instead chose Scott.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of ego clashing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Scott Bessent, Trump never addressed either set of comments publicly. The president-elect did rebuke his running mate J.D. Vance from the debate stage earlier this year after he said Trump would veto a national abortion ban if elected. Vance later said he learned my lesson on speaking for the president before he and I have actually talked about an issue. My advice to them all, there's only one boss, and don't forget it, said Scott Jennings, a GOP strategist who's been a vocal Trump defender on CNN and who's at one point considered to be the press secretary post. So yeah, man, I could easily see a little bit of clashing take place. Who do you think he's going to appoint to basically keep all of these egos under check? Because I'm sure it's not going to be him.
I think again, the JD Vance is going to play that role of it's just all of them is lap dancing and lap dogging him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But somebody's going to want to move to the line to be, you know what I'm saying? The personal slacker of him.
Right.
That person will be appointed to remind the rest of them that there's only one boss.
Right.
I think that his sons may take that role to a degree.
Right.
Because again, there's different factions that are formulating, different wings of the party, you know what I'm saying, based on their recommendations. The Treasury situation they were speaking about was very unprecedented because, the dude that he picked is an LGBT member that ran with Soros. And Elon was trying to implement a different decision for treasurer. You know what I'm saying? And then he had heavy recommendations against this other dude who he had been keeping in contact with on the low leading up to this, an economist that he respected.
Right.
And dude won out in the end. So he's still making his own decisions, but his decisions are counter, what some of the team's decisions are, as they are looking at the larger play and leveraging to say what's going to be the best in the next move. But then it's like the people who on the outside looking don't know what the ultimate plan is. So they're like, we don't, you know what I mean? They're trying to gauge from seeing what his selections are, what sort of move he's attempting to make. And
right.
It's really hard to tell.
Okay. Interesting. Good take. So there's a tweet that 50 Cent put out earlier today. Well, I guess it was yesterday. He said, okay, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend. So in lieu of what the new developments that have unfolded, where Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, is in a court of public opinion now. He's been placed not only in the lineup, but he's been picked out of that lineup as a suspect. And he got smut on his name. You feel me? And I would say that in this corporate environment that these rappers are in, there's nobody who's juggling more of a quote unquote 7-course meal than Sean Carter.
Right. And walking the tightrope while doing it.
So what are the overall implications, not of a guilty plea, but of this quote unquote, if it gets escalated one more degree, if the temperature gets turned up one more notch, right? Because we're just in the beginning of this storm. So if the lawsuit comes out and or if they drop a discovery on people, or if anything comes out to show any type of guilt on this man's part, what is at risk right now?
I mean, like you said, a multiplicity of businesses. I think that more prominent than the NFL deal is the impending casino deal in Times Square, right? Which a lot of people do not want to happen. That's major, and it's a major disruptor.
Right.
So I think that, you know what I mean?
It's a
That
major disruptor to Wall Street, to who exactly in New York? Because I don't want to cut your
gaming,
wisdom.
yeah, Wall Street to gaming, right? The casinos, the surrounding casinos, everything, Vegas, and any place that deals with gaming and betting and all of that stuff is threatened by that particular move.
Right.
Everything is threatened. You know what I'm saying? Because that is it's New York, it's the Big Apple, it's the deuce from what I understand, right?
It's going to be on the deuce.
Yeah.
They
So
just put a report out that said that New York City is the richest city in the world. That shit messed me up. I was like, how, play? But you know, that's where the money is.
You didn't think that?
I was looking at Dubai and other places. They said the world, not America.
Yeah, same way that they said 125th Street is the richest corridor in New York City. No,
right.
People still can't make sense of that. Not Fifth Avenue, not Madison Avenue, not Broadway,
not Herald Square,
not Herald Square, 125th Street. People cannot make sense of that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You feel me? Someone said more richer than Vatican City. Well, the thing about these enclaves such as Vatican City and London City is that they're privatized.
Yeah, you're not gonna count their bread.
Yeah, they're not gonna count their money. They don't report. They don't have open ledgers in public books, so you don't know how much money they have. But yeah, the Super Bowl, if the NFL severs relationships with him, I don't think that it happens before this Super Bowl, but it puts the predicament into one hell of a perspective, because one can only gather and think with the timing of Aubrey's lawsuit, you know what I'm saying, that he's attempting to create a cease and desist situation where Not Like Us is not played at the Super Bowl, right? Or if it is, it has to be amended in a particular way where there's no vocal references that speak to this man being a PDF file. So do you replace it with A minor to J minor?
J minor.
So yeah, so if Mr. Morale is standing on what he claims to stand on in terms of creating a personal pogrom in the industry and outing it of a dragon, snake, serpents, and everything else, scorpions,
right?
Why would he be willing to overlook this particular situation and this predicament? Now they're gonna kick the can down the block or the road, I would imagine, litigation wise, where I don't think that there will be any concrete developments before.
Yeah.
But it's gonna overshadow. It's gonna be so many shadows overshadowing the shadows. You feel me? And then you going into New Orleans and in the height of
you dissing Wayne.
Not only dissing Wayne, you heading into Mardi Gras, right? This is the magic season. Is gonna be super thick down there.
Oh Lord. What's that? The Rex? What's the Zulus? I'm about to do I'm gonna do a whole video dealing with Mardi Gras and Kendrick. But that's a very interesting history of Mardi Gras,
because I did, I was listening to his history, and I'm gonna go a little bit further back, and he said from Chi-Town. Chicago wasn't always Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And the people in Chicago are not the indigenous inhabitants, at least the people that we know that are there, melanated wise, that are claiming residency to that city. Majority of them came from the Mississippi Delta area, right?
Yes. Yes.
These are the people that migrated from that region. So it would be interesting. I wholeheartedly believe that his roots are Mississippian. I could look at him and be like, yeah, you come from that Mississippian empire. Yep, your folks migrated, you know what I'm saying, to Chi-Town, and then migrated to Compton.
Right.
Majority of people that you find in LA, they're gonna either be from the Mississippian Delta region or from the Midwest, which means both when you really spin it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
real quick, somebody say he didn't diss Wayne. I don't know if you've been tapping into the conversation or the narrative, but the fact that Kendrick was chosen over Wayne, they're not looking at Kendrick, they're looking at Jay-Z with disgust. They're looking at Jay-Z as being a betraying the city.
Let's agree to that and be clear. He didn't diss Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And again, it speaks to the very timidness of hip hop. Like, it wasn't even a sub bar. It's like he said whatever though. You know what I'm saying? And kept it pushing. I felt
dismissed him. It was a dismissal.
It was dismissal. I picked up on the aggression and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, fuck it, whatever though. Yeah, I used to be a fan of you and your feelings. Fuck you.
So Tina Knowles and them is from New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
She out here liking posts and whatnot. The T. Is Jaguar Wright from New Orleans?
Jaguar Wright is from Philadelphia.
No, does she reside? Does she domicile in those areas?
She's in Texas. Yeah.
What is Jaguar Wright's couch schedule going to be looking like for 2025 as a result of?
It'll be thoroughly booked. I'm sure that they're filming right now at Real Life Stars, and they're probably pulling, to get a piece of her on all of these different platforms. And now she, it's no fun when a rabbit got the gun. So she's going to be on her Vlad campaign, walking down him, right?
Yeah, walking down Vlad.
Piers Morgan got to recant.
Talk crazy about her. Yeah, Piers Morgan got to kiss the ring.
Piers Morgan got to spin the block, you know what I'm saying, and got to recant. You feel me?
Yeah.
And yeah, she she should be looking towards, you know what I'm saying? They tried the collaborative thing, right? They threw her up. She don't need nobody else. She
don't need please do not put her on the couch with none of these other ninjas.
Yeah, don't. She don't need to be on the couch with nobody but herself. And this is uniquely and genuinely, her assignment. This is what she signed up for. You know what I'm saying? She came in this thing.
It's her body
to make mincemeat out of Jigga Man and Beyonce. And I think that she has the access to the platforms that she needs to give her the leverage to get that headshot in.
Right.
And yeah, the fortune teller or psychic that he was speaking about in his rebuttal or what have you, he was speaking about Sloan Bella, and Sloan Bella always said it was going to be in 2025. You feel me? When his shit gonna catch up.
Yeah.
So we just see, we see everything lining up to that. You know what I'm saying? We see the perfect alignment taking place, and hopefully one of our resident numerologists, numerators, shout out to Brother King Simon, but somebody will run the numbers on the, on the 55-year-olds. It was 4 days after his 55th. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That he got put in the crosshairs. And yeah, I just think that it's the beginning of something that does not stop there. You feel me? It doesn't stop there. And it's not our place to say whether he's innocent or guilty because we don't know. Right.
Right.
I would just say that the world has unrealistic criteria for individuals who used to get sloppy toppy from crackheads.
Wait, say that again.
The world has some unrealistic expectations for groups of individuals who used to get sloppy toppy from crackheads. Right? There's nothing glamorous about with individuals that was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Especially during his time, initially in the come up when crack cocaine was at its height.
The crack era.
Right?
Right.
It was all sorts of crazy stuff that people engaged in. And then these are the people that you trust in privacy with your children, with your daughters. These are the people that you expect to operate honorably. You feel me? Amongst the most vulnerable of us. You know, like he said in the yo, where I come from, we take care of children. No, you sell crack to women,
to their mothers,
to their mamas. You know what I'm saying? You put packs in the hands of children. You put pistols in the hands of children. You've created an environment that has made it sticky. Yeah, you've given people a blueprint how to get out of them situations, but you definitely, you know, by giving a blueprint, you know what I'm saying, them individuals have just turned the heat up in their respective communities and societies around the world and have made situations a lot darker and bleaker for people in their close proximity. So this is proximity politics they were looking at now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, yo, there's nothing glamorous about a life of a Willie. You know what I mean? Just like there's really nothing glamorous about the life of a billionaire who had to cut their teeth on some dog eat dog shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're speaking about the uber capitalists, not Bitcoin billionaires, not somebody, you know what I mean, that figured out how to up the prices on dandelions and you got your billions by selling daffodils and dandelions. No, we're speaking about
diamond hands
who have been unapologetic capitalists. We're speaking about people who made $1 billion selling distilled spirits. You feel me? At some point, there's a lot of shit that you got to wash your hands of because you already know what it is. But this is the same individual that if he could have sold $1 billion in coke and been with the Ochoas or the Guzmans or what have you, he would have did that. So again, we're circling the block, expecting morality from a nigga who told you that he was responsible for pushing tons of cocaine, right, up and down the East Coast.
Right. Really crack, because the way he was giving it up, he was talking about crack. He wasn't even giving it up with the powder.
He was selling weight again.
He was selling weight, yeah. But
Big was the crack rapper, right?
Was
he was
the hand-to-hand crack rapper.
He was the hand of dime.
Right.
Your man comes in '96 and he becomes the Willie on wax.
Pillows,
hip-hop
selling bricks.
had never heard prior to that.
Right. And then it manifested in the flesh with BMF.
Yeah,
to where you got to see it in real life, huh?
You got to see it. You got to stand next to it. You got to see what it was. Oh shit! This is how.
Right.
This was a Willie in real life, that's able to sustain.
Then they all got in bed together, because that's Jeezy on Def Jam, that's Rick Ross on Def Jam, that's Diddy with BMF. You know, everybody got in bed together and just made it one big hodgepodge.
Yeah,
and that's literally what the game is kind of running off of still to this day.
So so Mav Hoffman, you know, talking greasy to the Haven for the last few weeks, right? They got to eat crow. You feel me? Because the Haven, his stock gonna go up, right? Shit, he might be on Piers Morgan on one of these programs at some point. So I'm like,
is Dame going to visit my nigga Mario Montoya in Colombia and get the new grill? Is Dame about to get his bag up? How many couches is Dame gonna be on?
I just watched the interview with Dame, and if Dame goes back on his proclamation that he don't want to talk about Jay no more, and he's through with that, then Dame don't get no couches, because You know what I'm saying? They're grilling him and they're asking him, my nigga, was you at these parties?
Were you
Oh,
there? Like, how
I
much did
wasn't
you know?
when
Right.
I was at the parties, they wasn't Diddy parties. No, nigga, you was in the Hamptons with them. Matter of fact, nigga, you and Jay opened the Hamptons up. You, Jay, and
Right.
Sean all together opened the Hamptons up. Nigga, that's where you met Aaliyah.
That's the
So
first all whites.
my shit is like, for a nigga that created Pause, you didn't know that the nigga that you was running with had smut on his name from the early 90s from Brooklyn on. You ain't know the stories about your man. How did we know them and you didn't? Both Sean's. So for an individual who prides himself with being so knowledgeable and so on point, because he's from the streets, right? But you was the first nigga. You put yourself, just as you said, through private school to be around them folks, so you could come back to the city and act the leaders, because you learned how to be a leader amongst white folk. So it was real easy for him to transition when he went to the Hamptons, right?
Right.
This is the same nigga who fired his staff of all melanated women that was working up at Rockefeller and hired the daughters of
the Hampton socialites,
all of the socialites. So he brought in the Rothschilds, he brought in the Rockefellers, and this is their children, their daughters. Right. They were part of the they called them the Power team. Girls, right? Liz Grubman and them. Right. They was running PR, 5W. It was a bunch of these PR firms.
Right.
And
Jessica was working with them too, right?
Jessica was considered smut amongst them. She was not considered to be high society. He brought in the real high society ones that didn't mingle with niggas. They was going to them parties. Like, these would be the same parties that they'll interface with a Donald Trump at. Initially, this is when the keys started getting handed over for, the New York socialite scene. We brought y'all in, you know what I'm saying? We Christianed y'all. Now y'all run the party scenes or what have you.
Yep, that post-Peter Gation world.
So, for Dame to be attempting this revisionist history because he ain't got the bag no more, and it's like, and then you got to listen to him, and you got to be from that era to know when
to be able to check that shit.
Talking that BS, like, oh, no, nigga, you did the art shit after you was broke. After niggas pushed you out of the industry, you started them art galleries. You was pompous. You was a fucking diva. You feel me? You was a fucking diva, my nigga, when you had access to the bread. The minute that they cut your pipes off, then you started becoming an artist and a creative, and you started lessening up how you dealt with and treated people. But he's a piece of shit.
Right. So speaking of him being a piece of a POS, right? Was the Jay-Z shit in front of us the whole time and we were just willfully ignorant? I'm going to read something that was put in the chat. Don't say nothing. You're not on trial. I'm just asking a question. Young Hoba. Business with Diddy, right? Locked in business-wise with P. Diddy. Music with R. Kelly. Locked in music with R. Kelly albums, tour. Movies with Harvey Weinstein. Locked in with Harvey Weinstein. Flight logs on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Like, these are the receipts. This is not speculation. This is the shit that was in front of us the whole time. And then last but not least, when you get the calculator out and you do the internet research, Beyonce and him initially met at a very young age. Now, Case was the one who popped her off with the Case video where he was marrying her. Remember? And she appeared, and it was like, what a minute.
Like, that's how you see her?
Yes. We never saw Beyonce like that.
Yeah,
that was her breakout.
Like yeah. He grew her up with that.
He grew her up in that video. He
grew her up and he made her a soloist. Because prior to that, we saw her in the context of her group. You know what I'm saying? Around Wyclef and them and shit. You couldn't see her sexy in that, but
you did not see. Yeah, they didn't pop her out in the Wyclef thing. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, Case popped her out. Case made her a plate.
Right.
Everybody wanted to
Made
eat.
her look right.
He gave her a big look in that video. He really, that shit was like, it was breathtaking.
Happily ever after.
So this is, you know, when you have to talk about Aaliyah, right? With her, with the triangle between him, Dame, and Aaliyah, right? Even though she was of age, she was still a wild youngin' at that point.
I mean, yeah, niggas is reaching. What they consider younger. Look, Aaliyah was
Aaliyah was consent. She was of age of consent.
Aaliyah
Right?
was jumping. She was consensual.
She was consensual.
And I'm only saying, look, in 2000, right, around the time this nigga caught the charge, or allegedly, right?
Yeah.
2000 and 2001, we did the very first Rockefeller, what's it called? Modeling, right? The Rockefeller runway show.
Runway show, right?
Rockaware. We did the Rockaware runway show. This is when they debuted Rockaware.
Right.
We did it in Miami and South Beach.
Right.
Right. And again, I ain't being a chatty patty. I'm just speaking about personal experience, about the things that I have seen or overheard or been told directly by being in the right rooms or being a fly on the wall.
Wait, real quick. Somebody said, how can a child be consenting to an adult? We talking about Aaliyah, not R. Kelly, aging nothing but a number. Aaliyah, after she was not no damn baby when she got up with Dame.
That's why I asked you to preference your statement, my nigga. It sounded crazy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you saying yeah. I'm saying no, nigga. Preference your statement. When you said that she was young dealing with these individuals, I said,
no.
What are you speaking about? Young. Preference what you're saying, because
there was a big age difference.
Yeah, right? But she was of age. It was a consensual relationship.
Okay, hold on.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm gonna pull this up.
His sister, when we were backstage, right?
Okay.
Getting ready for the show, she was having a casual conversation with Jackie, and she was speaking about the fact that her brother was in a relationship with Aaliyah at the time.
Whose sister?
Jay-Z.
All right. I need you to be clear about who you talking about. Whose sister?
He was dubbing her.
Right.
He was dubbing her because she was just a casual jump at the time. Remember, niggas from Junior Mafia was knocking it down, right?
So let's be clear. She was 22 in 01 when she made transition. She was 22.
So
okay.
So this was like 2000 then, right? Because this is before Dame got a Jay had
not in 01.
Right?
Yeah.
She was casual. She was the shorty that you touch, but you don't wife. Dame fucked around and wifed her, right? And then they clowned her for it. Like, oh, hold on, homie, what are you doing? Don't you know? And that's where the split came from. Initially, that's where the split came from. It was a difference of opinion about how they were showing up with Aaliyah. You feel me? And some was dubbing her until she slid with homie. Then all of a sudden he wanted to double back. Like, oh, wait, hold on. Right? He felt like he got dubbed out of the situation. You feel me? He tried to get back in the good graces and it was too late. And then he felt like he had egg on his face and he switched up on his man because of that. And then she dies.
Right.
And it exasperates the situation. Then Death of a Dynasty comes with the movie. In the midst of all of that craziness. And then the Cameron situation was taking place. Then, like I said, then he caught an L with Ether. And son of them was clowning him on WBLS when they had the show on Sundays with Big Face Gary. And then he was trying to separate himself from homie who caught the L.
Right.
Because he was hiding his face. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to come outside and deal with it directly. Oh, my mama said don't. You know what I'm saying? All of that crazy shit. So.
Right. But I from my observation, they was.
I'm saying she was of age. She was consensual.
I'm not saying that she wasn't. It was just a lot of young woman energy around that time. So you got Maya, you got Emil, you got Foxy, you got Kim,
Tierra Marie.
you got Tierra Marie, and then we're not even getting into the Rihanna shit. That's later on. I'm just saying this was around that time in the industry, not just at the Rockefeller camp, in the industry around that, in their circles, they were passing a lot of young women around. But because of the climate of those days and whatnot, it wasn't frowned upon and it wasn't looked at like, damn, these are some, you know what I mean? Because it was like, yo, we getting them. Yeah,
The culture.
It was the culture.
It was the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Or anybody that was outside. Blue Cantrell. She was a little older though.
She was a little longer too. She was a little older.
Yeah.
But he was definitely, you know what I'm saying, sliding with Blue. Before Bay and all of that. But we ain't finna be sitting up here reading off and registering all the homies' hits. Cause in the midst of all of that shit in the streets of New York, niggas still was talking about the fact that he would dip off and he had a tranny obsession, you know what I'm saying? And other things that was going on. I don't want to get too deep into it. But it was very direct, you know what I'm saying? Remember Adolfo?
And then you got Brandy, right?
Brandy, how did she end
Mace, Sean. She was a youngin'.
How young?
She couldn't be more than 20 years old when her and the girl made the song talking about their man and whatnot. Remember Brandy? I'm not, bro. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, no, you're saying.
I'm just giving you names about the girls around that time. Huh?
You're saying there was young women in the industry, granted.
Not young women. I'm not talking about young women in the industry. I'm saying that around that whole environment, the rappers, dudes, but they wasn't mad old either. Like Mason, Sean, and them, so they were not like old heads.
I'm trying to see what point you're trying to make. That's why I'm trying to follow your narrative, and I'm like,
I'm bringing up the narrative about Maya, Foxy, Tierra, Aaliyah.
What about them?
These were young women, and they were all fucking with these dudes in that circle and whatnot. And they were not necessarily the youngest of dudes at that time. So all I'm saying is, with all of these things that we see now, were we in denial about what the fuck was going on with
we were in
Sean Carter?
Everything.
That's all I'm asking you. That's it.
We were in denial about the whole shit to this day. And we still in denial as a people in the populace. I wasn't in denial. I seen this shit for what it was.
Oh Lord. Now
I'm just saying. I've been.
I know. You never got nothing wrong. Huh?
No, it's because if you're the one person that sees this shit, if you're the one person that knows what it is, it's like, my nigga, I'm not here to convince other people as to what the fuck is going on.
Right.
I was in the industry, my nigga. I came out with names and I'm like, my nigga, this is not what I need to be doing. Let me go back to Harlem and speak this conspiracy theory shit with y'all because that's what moves the metrics. Yeah, I mean, the population, the community couldn't do anything about the information anyway. Just like they can't do nothing about it now, but sit around and talk about it. So what is the use at the end of the day? You feel me? Other than to act as a deterrent to be like, yo, you might not want to go there. The minute the fuck I left the industry, everybody wanted to go up in the industry. So it's like, you can't even use what you've experienced or seen as a deterrent. Niggas still want to experience it. The same way if the nigga Diddy came home tomorrow and said, I'm having a Diddy party, post Super Bowl, niggas gonna be there. Okay. So it's fake nigga outrage at the end of the day. The people still, they need something salacious to put their you know what I'm saying, to insatiate their appetite. But what is it all about? Is it a deterrent? Are they looking for alternative ways and means and methods to enter their children into entertainment? Because niggas still want to be, some of them might want to be Castanet, but these little niggas still want to be rappers and singers and actors. You feel me?
Right.
People are still feeding their fucking children to the machine. Like to this
day. We're hoping that with all of these breaking stories and the commentary that comes along with it, we're praying, as you know what I mean, we're praying that somebody gets saved from getting fed into this quote unquote lion's den or getting left in this den of vipers.
Hopefully.
It's definitely, you know, I'm an optimistic person. I highly doubt that the quote unquote the rate that mothers and fathers were just dropping their damn daughters off and sons, you feel me, at the doorsteps of Hollywood and the industry, like some type of light is gonna go off.
The parents are abandoning their children at an all-time high right at home. Fuck abandoning them and dropping them off at the doorstep. They're dropping them off at the doorstep at home.
We're talking about the industry right now, my friend.
No,
we're talking about dropping them off, right? But we're talking about what I witnessed, right? What I witnessed coming up. That, you know, I seen mothers bringing daughters to backstages and shit like that. Like chill with my daughter type shit. Like I saw that. I know that's real.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that that something has to occur. So now something is occurring in the culture where that's being frowned upon. We're just hoping that these daughters and these sons are going to be saved from experiencing what they've been experiencing on this casting couch for decades upon decades upon decades. Not to say that it's going to just completely stop, right? But there's an awareness now, you know? And I feel that more awareness is coming, okay? So that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't agree. Niggas need something to talk about and argue about, and the nigga that needs another topic, you know what I'm saying, to be totally consumed and distracted by.
What the fuck do you want us to do? Hold on a minute. What the fuck do you want us to do? The nigga got a fucking charge. You acting like you trying to be dismissive, like this is some shit that, what the fuck what are the Nets doing? No, nigga, this is news. Like, what are you talking about? Stop trying to act all cool like, oh, nah, this is just something for people to talk about. No, nigga, it's big news. It's big fucking news. Sean Carter is being accused of sleeping with a 13-year-old. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
You finish?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Yeah, but what's going to, again, like I said, what comes out of it as a deterrent, ultimately, now we can't see all the way into the future, but is this going to stop children from being aspirational to want to be part of the entertainment industry? No. Is this going to stop certain things that have been continuing and playing out forever in a day? No.
Can I be
no, I'm still waiting for you to fucking make sense of the shit that you was trying to tell me 10 minutes ago that you wasted my time with.
No,
so I'm like,
I'm answering what you're just saying about, will this have any type of deterrent? And I'm saying, in this culture right now, this whole culture that we're in, right, where sex work and all of this lady of the night type shit is seen as a quote unquote career option, something has to happen inside of the culture to deter. Yes, for some people who just don't got it all together, it's going to make them want to even go into that shit even more. But for some people who are just blindly listening, you know how they say the Pied Piper blows the flute? So the Sexy Reds and all of these rappers is telling these girls, yo, you need to go ahead and be a Cash App girl, and you need to be on OnlyFans, and you need to do all of this stuff. We're hoping and we're praying that the exposure of this Diddy shit and then this the J shit and other things that are coming out, we're just hoping that sets off a light bulb in somebody's head where they be like, you know what? I ain't built for this shit. I'm not about to, I don't want to be in a 10-man orgy. I don't want to be, you know, I don't love these rappers that much that I'm willing to have things like this done. That's all I'm saying. It's not going to come through, you know, oh, It's not going to come through highbrow preaching where people try to talk these people out of it or trying to shame the sexy reds of the world. Sometimes it's going to take the exposure of what, when you pull the curtain back and let them really see what's going down and be like, nah, I ain't signing up to that. I ain't with that. These people are losing their, they losing a lot dealing with that type of shit. That's what I mean. That's all I mean. You know what I mean? I was in a venue the other night, and when one of those type of artists got on stage and started talking about her box and everything and all of these other things, which would have probably have everybody turning up 6 months ago, they literally was sitting there like this, like, if you don't get off of that fucking stage with that shit, like get up out of here with that. And it wasn't like I was in a conscious audience. I'm done. My plane has landed.
All right.
You know? That's all I'm saying. So I do know that there's a new era, and the Diddy and the J era is an older era, and there's new people on the scene pushing certain narratives and whatnot. But from a scorpionic perspective, I'm seeing those narratives coming to somewhat of an end. I'm seeing some of them things getting challenged. That's all I'm saying. I'm being optimistic. You know what I mean? Maybe none of that means anything, and the train is still left the station, and people are still gonna go where they're gonna go, and they still gonna do what they're gonna do, and they still finna, you know what I mean? They still finna be spirit cooked, and none of this means anything. You feel me? Maybe I'm just being wild optimistic, and I don't know anything, and I have no vision and no foresight. Who knows? But yeah, you could go. You could add on.
Good.
Huh?
So I'm good. I don't know there's nothing to add on to. Like, again, everything that you just said was like, whatever. Like, and we researched for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do you have anything else to say?
In regards to the Jay-Z situation?
Yes.
Let me pull it up. Let me see if I have anything. Let me see what we got here. Social murder is a concept used to describe an unnatural death that purportedly occurs due to social, political, or economic oppression. The phrase was coined by Friedrich Engels in 1845. He wrote, "The class which at present holds social and political control, i.e., the bourgeoisie, places hundreds of proletarians in such a position that they inevitably meet a too early and unnatural death. According to Engels, this type of death was in a different category to murder and manslaughter committed by individuals against one another, as social murder explicitly was committed by the political and social elite against the poorest in society." So with that definition right there, do you feel like there's some sort of social murder taking place with these quote unquote artists, these rappers and whatnot that are being crucified through media? It seems like some of these things are contrived and whatnot.
I don't know.
Okay. You don't?
Mm-mm.
All right. Let's go on to the next topic. Meet the Trump nominees selling vitamins on the side. Okay, I'll let you go ahead and do that narrative.
You know, is in so many words, the incoming administration is a contingency of entrepreneurs that are hawking supplements, and supplements as a side hustle is the go-to for the right. You know what I'm saying? It's how Alex Jones made his money. It's how Joe Rogan, made his money outside of, closing these deals with Spotify and them. Their ad revenue comes from supplement companies or what have you. That would be tantamount to what we do in regards to Gold Water or selling herbs, right? The companies that are not necessarily FDA approved, you may have read a list about the billionaires that are part of the incoming administration, but everybody this in his cabinet ain't a billionaire. You feel me? Some of the rest of them are still, entrepreneurs, or they're hawking goods for promotion. You know what I mean? And that's how they pay their rent. That's how they bust a check. That's how they get in their bag.
Right.
So this is $20 billion industry that is, for the most part, unregulated. They're almost like crypto. And the FDA was bearing down on them post 2020. There has been a crackdown on the supplement industry, of course, because of C19. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the alternative treatments that have come out. So while the medical industry is catching the L, and catching bad favor from a global populace because of C19 and the things that blew up in their face. You feel me? People want alternatives, just like in media. Medicine
Right.
and media going through the same thing because they're both faulted the specifically the American public, but a global audience post 2020 during the pandemic. So both of those institutions are going through turmoil because people want alternatives. You feel
Right.
me? They want alternatives in media. They want alt media, and they want alternatives in medicine. They want alt medicine.
Right.
So the realm or the industry of supplements, that's the gateway that'll lead you into this other exotic stuff. You feel me? It might be
Like the
Bufo
bleach,
or Philo or ibuprofen, the bleach,
shrooms.
shrooms, Bufo, ayahuasca, Dr. Sabi, you name it.
Is that a good thing though?
It's good. Yeah.
Right.
Initially, right? Because again, an industry that's unregulated is just going to get crowded. It's the same thing that happened during C19 when all of these faceless pages popped up on IG and they were selling herbs.
Right.
So
Right.
they were pushing out the actual herbalists. They was pushing out the people that had faces, that had legacies, that had long ass runs that you could get an actual established. You could get a consultation from them.
Right.
You could pull up on them. They some of them got brick and mortar, and they traversed that to go to a faceless page that got wild videos of Yaki or Yada or whoever else they had, whoever else was in the community.
Right. Like burner pages.
Yeah, they had the burner pages with the
Right.
links, link in bio, order here. You feel me? And those people was doing their numbers. Some of them did 7 digits, right? They was killing them, right? When the CMOS cartel and the mafia hit, you feel me?
Right.
And these people popped up out of nowhere, and everybody's a health expert, right? So there are there you know what I'm saying? There's a detriment that can possibly come from that because of overcrowding and over flooding, you know what I mean, with way too much products, some of the same products with little to no regulation. So a person got to catch an L before, you know what I mean, they get in front of the world and be like, yo, don't order this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
do you think go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think with RFK being, because he's literally like the face of this alternative health movement, you know what I mean? And he'll be deputized and empowered through the Trump administration. Do you feel like he's going to help implement some type of regulation, knowing how out of control and how much of a wild, wild west this field is because he's familiar with it?
I do think that for him to have the leverage that he's looking to have and do the things, he's gonna have to make concessions. And one of the main concessions that the quote unquote, the I call it the industry, right? Because the government, the things that the government is going through is the same thing. Ironically, if you look and see that the industry is going through,
that is
a
like an upending.
Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not so much of a revival as it is
A seismic shift.
a cleaning of the swamp. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A
Right.
proverbial cleaning of the swamp. You know what I'm
Draining
saying?
of the swamp is what they say.
Draining and the cleaning of the swamp, where they're bringing outsiders in to do it. In this particular case, you know, they got to bring the federal government in and state agencies, you know, authorities. They got to bring the law in for a
Right.
lawless industry that built an entire industry off of people being lawless and making music about it. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking
Right.
about somebody who reached $1 billion, middle finger in the world, saying, nigga, I sold weight my entire life. I was pushing yay up and down the interstates. That's my claim to fame. I stood on stages with mayors for it. I stood on stages with presidents for it. You know what I'm saying? And I got the baddest
Right.
bitch in the game wearing my chain. I am a drug dealer. Same way the Republicans told that lady. Your
Right.
husband is a fucking crack dealer.
Right.
Right? So the same thing that's happening in government when, you know, they're coming to disrupt government. You feel me?
Right.
I think that, you know, with that lawsuit that Drake is potentially filing, right? If he gets the response back from UNG that's needed, and he catches them slipping, and he digs their pockets,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hov never said he sold drugs to his mother. I mean, let's just not start putting stuff on him. I don't think his mom was a smoker, my nigga. Somebody said that in the
Right.
all these niggas talking about he shot his brother. And
Right.
nigga, you never wanted to shoot your brother? No,
But you know what they mean. I'm saying like you were
I
saying
don't, man.
earlier,
All this
as him.
Puritanian shit, man. I'm
No.
molded to a degree. I'm like,
As him being a proprietor of this crack era and the crack trade, vicariously, you know, he not his mother, but it's drugs were being sold to fathers and mothers and whatnot.
yeah,
You
somebody
know,
said his mama.
yeah, but you know,
Yeah, I mean that's just not his narrative. That's not his story. But nonetheless,
right,
um, yes, I would envision that there's going to be some definitive changes that are going to be made to regulate the supplement industry because it's going to boom, and they've been waiting for it. And you know what I'm saying? They're in RFK's ear, so he knows what plays to make. Like all of the dudes that got the game plan, they know where to go in terms of what agency to go to and how to
yeah,
disrupt it, what legislation to pass, which legislation to repeal.
right,
Right? They all got they gremlins. They all got their Stripe plan. Like Stripe
right,
gave
'cause they
everybody.
split. Right, they not
Yo,
shooting from the hip
they're not shooting from the hip. They know strategically where to go and attack.
and
So
they understand government
for the most part,
for the most part.
not all of them.
Right. But I mean, they study government, so they actually know where to aim their cannons and whatnot
It's
when they
yeah,
fire.
and it's not even so like and where they don't, they have think tanks to do. This is what the whole Project
Project
2025 was
22. Damn,
about.
you read my mind.
Is that they have coalitions of researchers and think tanks, so
Right.
they're going to be very much informed about how to play and where to play. But all of this can go and blow up in smoke come day one because nobody know how homie's thinking until he gets into that seat of power.
Right. I'm gonna ask this one question about the Jay-Z shit. I'm gonna just pose this question rather. When I describe villains, right? My whole thing with a villain is, and it showed you in the Penguin TV show, that villains are people with unredeemable qualities,
Oh,
right?
that's the definition.
That's not the definition of a villain. You know, that's not the textbook
No,
definition.
I'm saying that's what you're giving. You're giving
But
that
yeah, a
definition.
villain. The TV show, the Penguin was an excellent TV show to show you because everybody was rooting for him, and the whole cast was villains, right? So it wasn't like you could not find a hero in the story. He appeared to be the anti-hero until the very last end. He distinguished himself from anti-hero to villain, and he showed that he has an unredeemable quality to him, right? So I would ask, when you hear of a Sean Carter and whatnot and what he's been through and how he talked about, I told you I sold crack so you didn't have to sell it. And I moved bricks. I did what I had to do to get into these boardrooms. I did what I had to do to get where I'm at. You know what I mean? Does he have redeemable qualities to you? Outside of
I think again, his redeemable qualities is apparent. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I'm not physically there. Everything that we are able to deduce from these individuals, we are observing from a distance. And at best, we're making calculated guess based on who we think these people are, right? By way of what they are packaging and presenting themselves as to
right,
us,
their story.
right? And then some of you niggas is intuitive and some of you niggas is remote viewers and you're deeper than me. So you be up in a living room and you know more than I do. But from what I can tell from my purview, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the seat that I'm sitting in, you know, they appear to have a beautiful family in terms of, you know, how the children are you know, dealt with by them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about their personal relationship. I don't see enough of them. I don't know enough about them. I cannot
Right.
gauge, you know what I mean? They come across as a very weird couple in terms of the level of the intimacy that they share. I don't see the connection. I don't get the energy.
Right.
But the children look like they happy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So
And he looks like he likes playing his part as a father. You feel me?
right.
But
So
nigga, go ahead.
so you mentioned all of that, right? And I would add on to say that that's how he was able to redeem himself in the public's eye, right? Because when you're dealing with the public's eye and you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire, you have public relations. That's where PR and publicists come in. You have a story, you have a redemption arc. His redemption arc was, I'm married now, I'm raising these children, I'm not talking about selling drugs no more, I'm cleaning up, I'm getting into business. You feel me? I'm redeeming myself. So don't judge me from my past. Don't even judge me for how I got here. My redemption arc is the fact that I'm a family man. I'm building this family up. I didn't, even if there's rumors of me cheating, I'm sticking it with this woman. We raising these babies. We locking in. It's about legacy. I done dropped the album to help redeem myself. So that's what I see when I see his story and whatnot. It's hard to even see the old Jay-Z in a sense. You feel me? I'm looking at the villain who kind of redeemed himself and tried his best to clean himself up. That's why what's taking place now with the fact that they're trying to make him a villain all over again, you know, that's where it's like, that's why so many people are, I wouldn't call it fake outrage. I would say that they're startled because the redemption story or the redemption arc took a very long time for him to try to build that you know, what if it's a false persona?
It's a facade,
Yeah.
right? Because it's always been said that you cannot build an empire on a faulty foundation, right? So at some point, your true self is going to come to the forefront. You can only bury but so many bodies before the body starts stinking up your backyard. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you know, homie has gotten away with a level of unprecedented cunningness since the mid 90s. You know what I mean? And Lord knows what he's been engaged in. I have no idea. You feel me? But I also know that, you know, we came in the game in '09. Our first lecture was dealing with Blueprint 322, and we were speaking about the occult origins of what people were falsely identifying as the Illuminati. And I came and I kind of introduced the information about Aleister Crowley and the OTO. You know what I'm saying? And the OTO has different divisions. The OTO is a sex cult. It's an occult organization that is primarily into sex. And they have a bacchanalian version of it, right? Where the men is, more so into the women, and then they got a different version where the men is into men and younger boys.
Right.
So it's like we but we're speaking to people that have no background, foreknowledge, information about what we're talking about, even after 15 years. You know what I'm saying? But we still find ourselves back here, and the same person that y'all came into understanding or being introduced to the Illuminati now about in 14, 15, 16, however many years ago, the same couple that the woman that showed you Baphomet, and she done showed you possession, and she gave you her last tour, nigga. Did you see the last tour? Because I saw the last tour. Yeah, the same
You
nigga
was
that got
there?
videos with Abramovich, huh?
You was at the tour?
I wasn't at the tour. I seen it
You
on
saw the
YouTube.
video?
I seen it on YouTube, right? I saw about 2 or 3 different stops.
Right. Was it dark?
I ain't never seen no shit as esoteric as that in my life on stage. And she had 500-foot screen, so her shit was different. I mean, it was unprecedented. It was so far out there. It was just like, for all of the claims, for all of the pushback that they have done, right, against saying that they not that, she put all of that shit on display all together at once.
Right.
So for someone who takes every opportunity and they're signaling to show me that they are an occultist, fuck what the world sees. I'm talking about my personal perception of what I pick up. I've been studying this nigga with these 44s for the last 20 years.
Right.
You feel me? So there's nothing left in me that says, yo, homie is not an occultist. I know he's a fucking occultist. Okay?
Right.
I know he's a occultist in every way imaginable. So, these things that people are saying are definitely not so far-fetched in terms of the activity that people engage in, you know what I'm saying, and these esoteric circles or what have you. I'm not gonna paint him as a Puritan because he said hello to the bad guy. He doesn't want to be a Puritan. He's a parent who wants privacy. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse for, everything else that homie may have done or been involved with. You know what I'm saying? He should be given a pass to, because he's been able to, stay out of our, stay off of
The radar.
the tea timeline since Lemonade, since he was
Right.
fucking with Becky with the good hair.
Real quick.
So yeah, and then the nigga named himself after the Rockefellers. It's like, there's just certain energy that travels and trails you everywhere that you go.
Right.
Certain doors that you open that you can never close. It's a
Right.
certain work that you put in that's still working on you. You feel me?
Right. That's a fact.
And I have no regards, I have no sympathy for crack rappers, for people that proselytize crack dealing, for people that cosplay crack, whatever. Like, all that shit should come with whatever it comes with, right?
Right.
Because you playing a deadly game. So for a nigga who thumbs his who thumbs his thumb at the world to say, I got away with this shit. The Haven took a hit. You know what I'm saying? What's the other nigga? Emery took a hit. Everybody around me took a hit.
Yes. For reference purposes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Blueprint 322 the Blue was referring to. We did this in 2009, right? Or 10?
2009, November 29th, 2009.
2009 in Brooklyn. Black Dot, Red and Blue, A.A. Rashid, and Brother Ampool, Noble Ampool. Blueprint 322, hip hop's occult manipulation of the world, how hip hop guides global consciousness. This is a bona fide certified classic. All right. This DVD right here actually launched the Exposed series.
Yes, it did.
Yes, this launched the Exposed series. And yeah, we were going all the way in, all the way back then. You know what I mean? All the way in. So that's just something for the records. You know what I mean? We had to just put that up there. But yeah, let's jump on to this next thing right here. LBGTQ Americans stockpile meds and make plans to move after Trump's win. Ooh, what's that about?
So these two institutions that I just got finished speaking about in terms of medicine and media, I
Yes.
told you that the LGBT community is tethered to transhumanism by way of transgenders because they are the experimental class, right? They're the first experimental class of humans who will be primed and prepped for cyborgs.
Mm,
Why? Because they are dependent and contingent on medical industry and science in order to hold form. Without the medical industry experimenting on them, and without
right.
science creating, the hormone blockers and everything else that science has to create for the medical industry to experiment with, these individuals, it would be impossible for them to express themselves or for them even to be transformers.
Right.
So with the impending arrival of this new administration, right, and with RFK and the other people coming through with the demolition ball and the wrecking crew, they know that they're not gonna have access to the medicine, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, anymore. So they're stockpiling the medicine, right, so they can still
Right.
transform whenever they deem it necessary. When they also are thinking about moving because they don't feel safe, the hotline for LGBT children that are suicidal has been up 700%
Yes.
since since the election.
Right.
You feel me?
A lot of
So
anxiety and fear.
yeah, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. They don't feel safe. They feel marginalized or what have you. But for those of them that are already transitioned and need to hold the form, you know what I'm saying, and
Hmm.
continue that
Right.
transition, they are stockpiling on medication and medicine. So that's going to be an underground market. You already know, and that is going to
Mm.
spawn the hybrids and the cyborgs and things of that nature
Mm.
because
They
the
got
medic
right.
it's going to be faulty. It's going to be underground.
Underground. I got
You know what I'm
it. I
saying?
got
It's
it.
going to be underground, and then they're gonna choose augmentation because they're not going to be able to sustain biologically holding form. So they're going to choose augmentation in order to do it, and that's where they get them at. That's where the cyborg and all of that stuff comes in.
Okay. Transhumanism type of
Transhumanism, yeah,
time.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
Interesting.
transgenders will are the bridge for transhumanism.
Humanism. Okay.
It
And
was that
speak
it? Was that it? I think there was an else in that article. What did it say? Because it has something to do with the military too. No
I didn't see that. I
plans
was
to move. Okay, they're moving
yeah,
and getting the meds. Yeah,
right. That's them basically that's that exodus that you see.
yeah. So there's also he promises to ban the LGBT or transgenders, should I say, from the
The
military.
military. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting, right? Because of DEI, and not only that, I guess on part because of the professional approach that some of them have taken to their posts and and their jobs or what have you. A lot of them feel like they're irreplaceable. A lot of them feel like they're the only ones qualified in the military to do the jobs that they do.
Right.
So there's going to be clear, identifiable gaps in military service during the time when when the transition is first happening and they
Mm.
going into office, you know, and that potentially leaves the country wide open. There's no telling where the world would be in January, the end of January, with the nature of where things are going right now. You feel
Right.
me? And you
Middle
don't
East
have
and
no
things.
military available for
So
deployment.
right. But this is my question to you, and I'm sure that will what's the possibility of the Optimus Tesla bots being rolled out to replace the quote unquote standing army or the infantry, or just incorporating them into the
I
armed
mean,
services.
it's definitely a possibility. And I'm sure that there'll be an impetus for that because of the low enrollment, right? That you're gonna have to prop it up some way, somehow. But it's not even it may not potentially be ready for that. So what sort of trial, because you're speaking about mixing, you know, humanoids
Humanoids.
and robots with human beings, and what rights do they, what legislate, what I'm saying? Like there's so much red tape.
It's mad red tape, and I would think that it would get real sticky if they're starting to dismiss transgender people from serving and whatnot, and then right after that they're like, all right, but here we have this Tesla bot that we're gonna bring in for service, and that to me that's a lot of that. It's a very slippery slope, you know what I mean, in terms of discrimination and all type of things that could be raised up.
Again, this has been a year of judgment, but it's going to be nonstop litigation going forward for everything. Everything's going to the courts, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So that he's going to attempt and try things, and it's just like him this year with his cases. You feel me? We're gonna litigate. We're gonna see what we can get through. We're gonna see what we can push. We're gonna see whose arm we can twist. You feel me? They're gonna be giving wedgies and everything. You know what I mean? Let's see who we can get on our side to allow us to do any and everything that we want to do. You feel me? We're gonna give. They're gonna make Elon a trillionaire because they're gonna give him so many government contracts to fulfill so many government needs. You know what I'm saying? You on mute.
He did mention the fact that he was going to utilize how many thousands of his Tesla bots to handle the workload.
Oh no, he said by 2040, I think he said there will be more Tesla bots than humans, right? So
fact.
Where's he doing this production at? And I'm not an Elon fan necessarily, but I'll be damned, on some efficiency shit.
Right.
They said that he had built a data center the other day. I guess this is the one that he's building out. Where is it, in Louisiana or something? Right, where it was a 4-year window, scalability wise.
Right.
And he did it in 14 days.
Wait.
So
I know he's in Memphis. Facebook is in Facebook ran up
fake they're in Louisiana. Okay.
Yeah. He's in Memphis, and of course he got bases in Texas with the SpaceX and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
So he's spreading, he's all over the place. But he's efficient and getting things done, and he gets them done quick, and he gets them done for the low. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So we'll pay attention to what's taking place. We'll keep our eyes on all of that.
Yeah. Yo, they sent me a video right after you showed me the video with Kansas underground. They sent me an underground city in LA.
With the Teslas going through it?
I don't think I seen the Teslas go. It's a whole city, and they got all the Hollywood stuff.
They got Starbucks and stuff down there. So celebrities go there so they don't have to be overground amongst the public. I seen something like that.
That part I didn't see. It is a whole city down there.
Right.
With all kind of services and everything. But yeah, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. But yeah.
Give me that video, please.
I did. I did.
When? Just now?
Earlier, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So let's go ahead and see what it.
So yeah, going back real quick. So
yeah,
the whole medical, what I was speaking about the people's distrust for the medical establishment and the institution, right? All of that is now prominently on display with, you know what I'm saying, with Luigi and the vigilante killing, where people are very apathetic towards the plight of U.S. capitalists and industrialists. And it's like, how are we supposed to move into an age of prosperity if the people don't feel the other people that are titans of industries and captains of business? Like, how is capitalism going to thrive in an environment where anarchy is kind of on the uptick?
Right.
That don't work. That's not a healthy mix. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, that's just real interesting.
Definitely. Definitely. So moving right along. This is very interesting. Google just unveiled a new chip that's
Yes.
10 septillion times faster than supercomputers.
Yes.
And this raises a lot of eyebrows, just
Yes.
in terms with the fact that I've been saying I've been saying when this whole AI revolution was popping, I was like, well, what about quantum? Like, how are we just overlooking quantum, knowing that the computing power of the quantum, especially like the D wave and whatnot, like, why is that not being factored in when you're talking about generative AI and AGI and stuff like that? So seeing it, Google of all, Alphabet is unveiling this super duper duper quantum computer. It just it lends to what they were saying that 2025 is going to be for quantum, what 2024 and 3 was for AI. You want to add on to that?
I said that. Who said?
You said that the
I said,
last show, a few shows ago.
yeah, I said that.
And
Don't
then
get
somebody, after you said that, they were sending me the stocks on IG. Oh my goodness, the D wave went crazy. The stock is
yeah, recently, yeah, and my
like
hyperbolic,
2 other ones too. But go ahead.
yeah, they jumped. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is dovetailing off of the multiple lectures I did last year dealing with quantum quickening, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we spoke to, the quantum race. The quantum race for space is the race, is the only race that matters. This is
Right.
the transnational race that they're locked in with, attempting to beat China. And initially, it was thought that they was losing.
Mm-hmm.
It was thought that they was getting dusted because they don't have access to the rare minerals, right?
Right.
This is the China play. This might be why you see Trump chumming up to Macron, right? Because they got to go in Africa. They got to get position in Africa. So they got to create a fake skirmish to get up in there because they got to reposition themselves. They can't do it diplomatically anymore because they're too far behind the ball.
Right.
And no one is giving them the concessions that they need to go up in there. Their strong suits are not strong anymore. Kenya, Nigeria,
Francophone is
Liberia,
all of
huh?
that.
Yeah,
Francophone is falling.
yeah. The francophones, they ain't fucking with them, so they like the American stronghold ain't hitting the same no more.
Right.
So they got to get them hands on them rare minerals in order to keep up with the quantum race.
Right.
But with this unveiling of this mega super machine, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's gonna come down. The quantum race is gonna come down to not so much their breakthroughs with CERN, and getting to the Higgs boson or what have you. But bosons, neutrinos, these other elements that that they're finding out with their solar research about the sun.
Right.
That's kind of where these breakthroughs are going to come. So they just outlined an article the other day about the next 10 years of research they're doing for neutrinos. I've been speaking about neutrinos real heavy, you know what I'm saying, as being the missing link. Once they crack the neutrino code, that's going to open everything up. But this is it's an unprecedented piece of hardware. I didn't really get to sit in it
Right.
Totally, you know what I'm saying, unpack the capabilities of said computer, but it works extraordinarily. And any breakthrough in quantum shifts the landscape in crypto because it threatens the encryption. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why you got to know which specific coins are the ones that deal with advanced encryption, because those are the coins that's going to take off. XRP is rumored to have those capabilities. This is where Chainlink and a bunch of other stuff comes in,
Right.
because it's like, yeah, if they could crack open your encryption, if they could unzip your zipper, you know what I'm saying, then nobody's quote unquote bank is safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're gonna run pockets.
Right. They said that, yeah, they were saying that it could even crack the encryption of the data mine of the Bitcoin mining and things of that nature. It could crack wallets. It could do a lot of that stuff. So in order for the worth of this cryptocurrency to remain what it is, it can't be breached like that. You know what I mean? There can't be a computer around that could basically hack it. So
Right, because it loses all its value
it loses all its value.
if
You
there's
know?
something sitting around. They could hack it, and it sounds like that quantum that they introduce, you know, it's going to cause some problems in regards to stuff that it may potentially be able to hack. But yeah, people should keep their eyes on D Wave. You know, D Wave is making waves as of lately, and I
Right.
think there's a unveiling, a breakthrough that's going to come real soon with them.
Because you saw Biden in Angola with the whole "we giving Africa $1 billion" last week type, you know what I mean? He was in
Yeah,
Angola falling asleep and shit. So it's like,
that's all that juxtaposition.
yeah, they basically trying to move.
They get
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
even that whole, yo, I did not know Syria was that big, bro. Syria is humongous. I'm talking about humongous. I didn't know it was that big. I'm thinking it's one of them smaller countries like all of the other ones, but it was
Break.
swallowed. It's like how I showed you the other in South America when we were looking at Argentina the other day, how that could swallow up all of those countries.
Argentina's huge, yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
pay.
yeah, you know, Syria's it's a major piece of the puzzle, and because it's in turmoil, the entire Middle East is up for grabs. In an unprecedented turn of developments, you know what I'm saying? And this is going to create a power vacuum unlike any other. And this is where the true level of Trump's foreign intelligence is going to come in. Like how he understands the global game is going to really show itself very soon and very quick. You know, even what he is suggesting with the tariffs, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much this being said that don't make sense for certain plays to play the way that they need to play, like the supplement market and everything else. They're contingent on China. You know what I'm saying? There's so many industries that are being reintroduced and reimplemented that are dependent on foreign markets that will be destroyed and offset if, you know what I mean, dude is like the right don't know what the left is doing, but the left is dependent on the right, my nigga. You gonna cancel out it's real goofy shit, but the people is here for it.
Right.
They can't get
You
enough
ever
of
see
this.
this show that was mentioned, this TV show Devs? I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah, I haven't caught it.
Quantum creates realities with these supercomputers. The
Mm-hmm.
TV show Dev shows how they use a supercomputer to present, future, a current reality, and
Mm.
start a new dimension where they are gods.
Mm.
Sounds like Kang the Conqueror to me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that whole time, that whole multi-dimensional
Yeah, the Loki.
quantum. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that Loki. Just the whole Marvel with their the fifth phase and everything is leaning all into that multiverse type of time and
Yeah,
what.
they come in with that.
Yeah.
They
So
come real heavy with that.
yeah, I real quick, I posted this on my IG and I got a astounding response from my people on Instagram and other places. So it would be remiss of me to not bring it up here. We're looking for researchers who have archival data and knowledge of the conscious community and the rise of the movement pre-YouTube. If that's you and you're an editor, a researcher, or somebody who is, you know, proficient with the with the information, here's our email. Here's the email right here. Make sure you hit me up, and we're having a Zoom call tomorrow, and we'll talk about everything on the Zoom. You know what I mean? That's the email. Shoot me an email, and we'll take it from there. You know what I mean? And also a reminder, Blog Talk Radio is ceasing to exist as a platform in January. If you have shows up there, if you have archives, if you have your favorite shows, find out how to get a scraper and go ahead and get that information. Shout out to King Simon in the building. King Simon, did you have a show? You know, did he have a show on Blog Talk?
I don't think so. Abundance Child did, right?
Abundance Child has great archives with Abundance Child.
So I had KTL Radio was playing, KTL Plus Radio was playing on Sunday.
Yes.
And there was a show to play, and you was hosting. I was not hosting because I had got sick at an event prior to that, and I was sitting out. But Buddha Clinks had called into that show that you was hosting, that you was on.
Okay.
When I tell you, like I said, you know, catching these archives and just revisiting, like I said, when I heard the Francis Cress Wilson Friday night, it was playing. It was just so many gems. When I say so, and I mean current gems, like not just revisionist, nostalgic information, prophetic stuff that, you know, sharpened the sword, like in the now moment. Like, oh, I understand this better than I'm, you know what I mean? Societal wise that we're going through. She just was putting so many things in perspective in such a short amount of time. She was hitting everything like bing, 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 bing.
Buddha please, y'all, make sure you salvage. We can't do everything. Make sure you're going to salvage this. These are assets. This is like going to mine Bitcoin. This is almost going to go get your diamonds out of the mountains and whatnot. So I'm just throwing that out there. But I'm looking for researchers and those who have archival data and some foreknowledge of this community, and we'll break it down about what we aim to do. So yeah, with that, you know what I mean? I want to say thank you. Yeah, so that's it for the slides right now. Let me go over here. I can't play nobody's video because I don't want to get no strikes. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a RICO or nothing. I don't want to get in trouble. But a lot of people are talking about the situation that is taking place and has actually kind of like mushroomed into a bigger situation with the good brother Billy Carson and the debate that he did with the European researcher, a biblical researcher named Wes. I don't know his last name, pardon me.
Okay, so this ain't Wesley. This
ain't Wesley. This is Wesley Mayonnaise. This is a new Wesley. You know what I mean? Okay. Remember when Wesley came with the pressure? He was a disruptor. That's true. What was he?
True Islam.
True Islam. Back in the days.
Yeah, Natural Tahuti was revisiting that whole fracas, if you will. You know, when he called in the other day to Sadnetta, he was speaking about some extra elements with General Sarasuta Seti. I was like, that happened?
I gotta check that out. That was an error right there. So
yeah,
just to give y'all a little bit of heads up.
That was a debate era.
That's a debate era. And the debate era is a lot different than this era. It's hard to explain what exactly the climate was if you wasn't there in the middle of it, but it was very contentious.
West Huff. Okay, so Huff, like Huff and Puff. He got Smoke, West Huff,
Huffington,
like not Wim Hof,
like the Huff. Huffington Post. So Wes Huff and Billy's neighbor got a RICO coming.
Wait, what?
Got a RICO coming. Yeah, that's what Billy said. So Billy Carson
A
said that
Rico? You said a Rico though. You said a
a
Rico?
RICO, a RICO,
Squad?
the same RICO that Young Thug was fighting. His neighbor, yeah, his neighbor set him up. His neighbor,
His neighbor.
who he gives floor seat tickets because he upgraded his tickets, right? He was, I don't think he was on the floor before, but he's on the floor now.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and he gave his neighbor and his look, King Simon know the neighbor, goddamn it. You feel
Yeah.
me? The neighbor
Not
was
gonna be over there.
the neighbor. It's
I,
always the neighbor.
look, I've been to that complex. That's a beautiful complex.
Right. Beautiful,
Shit.
right?
There you go. Yeah.
It always be the neighbor. So the neighbor didn't have Billy's back. Pause. Billy said that he went over to the neighbor's house thinking that I think the neighbor's a streamer, or the neighbor was streaming, you know what I mean? And the neighbor got hooked up with Wes. The neighbor was gonna have a stream with
West Huff, right?
Wes Huff. Billy was just recovering from a sickness, a life-threatening sickness. So
Yeah.
Billy, yeah.
And I don't know what happened to Billy. I had seen something on the internet about he was in a predicament when he was out the country.
Right. Got poisoned or something. Something happened and he was down bad.
He was down bad.
Lost weight.
Yeah, so I want us to be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? Going into this conversation.
Right.
The last thing that I heard about the brother before I heard any of this stuff is that he had a situation that he rebounded from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah.
Pneumonia in Turkey.
Oh, it was in Turkey.
Pneumonia in Turkey, bro.
Shit.
So in the recovery of the Turkey incidents, he goes to the neighbor's house, who is known as I'm trying to repeat what he said because I don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth, but I believe he is client. No, he's something number one on the paperwork. You know what I mean? Because remember, they got Ricos on them. It's 2 Ricos.
You telling you? I thought you were just like real Ricos.
Like for real, like Ricos, like more than one people come together as a criminal organization. Oh, he's defendant number one. Thank you. God damn it. Thank you, y'all. Because I don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth. He's defendant number one. Or is he defendant number 3?
And
okay.
I'm just interested to know what's the premise of the RICO. I just want to know from a lawful perspective if you're able to communicate that to me. If not, I'm gonna go do my own research. But are you able to communicate that? Like, because RICO means racketeering, continuing, and I've heard so many different variations of it this year.
Right.
I heard about a civil RICO, heard about a state RICO, I heard about a federal RICO. So I done heard 3 different RICOs, my nigga, right? And then I seen what Drake did the other day with UMG. And that was a RICO. That's a civil RICO. So he got them for defamation as well. So what is this RICO? What is this RICO on?
I'm learning about RICOs this year, man.
RICO Suave, yes.
Yeah, man. I'm learning a lot about RICOs. So there's 5 defendants total. So I think that he got the amount of people that he needs to push the RICO. There was some threats taking place because, allegedly the guy's followers are, utilizing threats of harm to a child. I don't know if that's cause for the RICO. I think maybe the RICO is that they may be trying to disrupt the enterprise. I'm not, I was in the audience with everybody else. You know what I mean? I thought that he was gonna say that the whole debate was doctored because they were like, yo, there was a, you feel me? There was a doctoring of footage. Come to find out, there was a ring camera, and he says that he went to the guy's house when he found out that the video got launched. You ever, like 2 and 3 in the morning, but he said, don't worry, guys. He's in my complex, in my cul-de-sac. And we pull up on each other mad late at night because we work hard during the day.
Okay.
They're not asleep early like you, Blue.
Okay.
They up late.
So this is taking place. They said nothing good happens
after midnight, right? I don't even come out the house after
they
midnight.
say 4 a.m., but I'm listening.
Right.
Man.
So
you got my
he
attention.
told the man, don't launch it. He was like, you know what? I had a bad day. You know what I mean? Shit happens. You know what I mean?
It happens.
You know what? We're gonna figure this out, but don't launch it, man. Just hold on to that. And remember, we live in a cul-de-sac together. I don't give a damn if I debated Jesus, fam. I got floor seats. We live in a cul-de-sac. You was at my wedding. You feel me? Like we supposed to be like this. And then they was like, he launched the thing because he said that he told him that he wouldn't, and he did it. And that's what made him pull up at the crib. Like, you feel me? I'm not finna be reading no texts and whatnot. We got to talk about this.
For real.
For real. And then the fact that he leaked the ring camera, it just made him feel like
he did that.
Time for the Rico. Yeah, it's time.
So dude collaborated in attempting to besmirch the character of Billy Carson.
That's what was said.
So this was like it's like a hit job. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And again, I don't know. I have limited commentary on this because I don't know the details to it. You feel me? And I just saw some of the footage yesterday in regards to what's conceived to be the debate, right? If it could even be called that. Yeah, it didn't look like Billy was in his element, you know what I'm saying? And it's very uneventful, like I said, with this approaching wave of Christian nationalism that's about to hit next year. You know, if dudes don't got their ducks in a row, you feel me? Once again, people can point a lot of fingers at the conscious community and speak about what took place in New York in those years when they was running those debate circuits. But I think that these were some of the reasons that if you anticipate, stepping on larger platforms and global stages, you got to have a sharp sword, you know what I mean, dealing with these things that have been dismissed years ago in our community by our elders and our master teachers. So it should almost be a prerequisite that if you are amongst us, that you have to have some level of training from the people who trained us as master teachers. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know what.
I got a special guest, Blue. The good brother King Simon hit me up, man. And he had some firsthand information. So I'm gonna turn the phone to the speaker and let King Simon talk. Hold on. Peace, King Simon. You here with us?
Peace, Lord. You hear me?
Yes, peace.
Yes. Is it coming across clear, Blue?
I hear it.
All right.
Peace, Blue. Peace.
Peace, Simon.
Yeah, bro, let me tell y'all something. It's like I told Billy, it's time to really circle the wagon and tighten up your circles. Because for somebody to be at that house, matter of fact, the guy that was showing the video showed a piece of the party at one of the parties that we was all at. We was at a birthday party and a New Year's party. The guy showing videos. This was supposed to be Billy's friends. And all of a sudden, because they linked up with whoever that guy is, I don't know who Wes is. I don't know who that person is. That's the first time I'm ever hearing about this guy. this guy joined some type of Christian thing that's going on with them, and they are supposed to be good friends. They were supposed to be good friends, and his son and his child, they friends, and the people in the audience. But remember, I was the moderator for both Elizabeth and Billy's chat. The people in the audience were saying "F the kids," and these are Christian people saying this craziness. So, when I hear Christian zealots like that, especially when it comes from the European background, I'm thinking it goes to Jim Jones to me. It goes to Ku Klux Klan to me. To me, it goes that deep because they're zealous, And what I feel that what Billy missed out, that because he came back from Turkey and feeling sick and going over there still with one of those patches on his arm because he was still healing. I think what he explained yesterday is a very good backing that he explained, and what Elizabeth emotionally tried to do was good. But what has to happen now is that they're gonna have to do what they have to do, and he's gonna sue and do what he got to do. But y'all got what we all have to recognize, and I don't want to say too much because I hear a lot from the back scenes. I hear a lot in the back scenes, but the 2, 3, or 5 people that's also involved with this is trying to tear him down and mix up the information and try to disfame the man's information. And I got it. I understand when you're on top, you're going to get hit. We all get hit when you're on top of the world and all that kind of stuff. But like I told Billy, I said, your numbers also deal with the being attracted to secret haters. So you got to be very careful of attracting secret haters to you. So again, he has to be very careful who we allow. And all of us, we have to pay attention to the circle that we have. Brother Rich, all of us got to pay close attention. We know each other for 20 years or more. We know each other. Mm-hmm. We ain't doing the foolishness. But this is just showing us, all of us in this quote-unquote conscious community, to pay attention to these people that are coming in, probably coming at the parties when we throwing parties at the new Black Wall Street or whatever. They pay attention. That's really what I want to say, because I'm not going to get into their business from that angle, but I want all of us, because you, I, Red, Blue, all of us know each other. We know each other for years. So we know what we can talk. We know we can call each other and see what's up and what's happening. But this is just proving that all of us have to watch our back and be very careful, because they're coming from all angles in the name of black, white, woman, man, dog, cat, robot, whatever it is.
Question.
All right, that's all I wanted to say.
Question, King Simon, just for clarity purposes, could you give some clarity as to what the RICO is about?
No, I don't know anything about the RICO. I don't know anything about the RICO. Last time I heard RICO was on Dr. York, sir. So we don't know about the RICO, Sean.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about that RICO. No,
all right.
I don't know.
Appreciate you, no doubt.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, Simon.
All right. So there you have King Simon, who is very he's there. He knows things.
You read the RICO? You seen the RICO? Like, again,
it was coming from.
We want to know.
He said it. I didn't read it. It didn't drop. The brother said on his live stream last night, "Yo, I'm putting out a RICO on these guys."
Oh, okay.
Defendant number 1, defendant number 2.
This is on this on Instagram.
Right here on this page right here. That's why I pulled up the brother's page right there. So everybody has a chance to speak their speech and their piece, correct?
Yes.
So we don't have to assume anything, because there was a lot of chatter going on. So I was like, shoot, let me hear what the brother got to say. I want to, because I promise you, I thought that he was literally going to say, yo, this was Sora AI. That wasn't even me. It doesn't look like that was, I thought he was really going to go like far like that.
A lot of people popping in here tonight.
Chill, because I could get a, you know what I mean?
I
could get a RICO. No, I'm not. Don't play it on the channel, please.
I ain't playing it. I just clicked on the link and just.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I ain't finna play it. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? You know how they did with Jay? Nigga told, say my name, nigga, circle the block. You can find your shit in a amended.
For real, man.
You can find your name in amended paperwork.
So what I wanted to share with King Simon, I want to share with you as well, and what you brought up is evangelical Christians, right? This quote unquote this nest that people are kicking and whatnot, they poking that bear. I just want to share with you who they are, right? This is Keith Copeland's people, right? This is Christian Zionism in America, right?
Yeah. Who's Keith Copeland? You got to tell them people.
Oh, Keith Copeland is the evangelical preacher who basically Creflo Dollars and a whole bunch of other black preachers have been he's almost like he anointed them, you know what I mean? He accredited them. Okay. Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah, I know Jordan. Been speaking on it.
Right. So these people from that community is kind of, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily want to deal because there people are like, oh, I'm so shocked that they're threatening us, and I'm getting these emails, and I'm like, look, yeah, you know, you don't even study your enemy. You don't even know who you're dealing with.
And case in point, right? It's the thing that I've been speaking on.
Yeah, Kenneth Copeland. I'm sorry, not Kenneth Copeland.
That going into 2025, dealing with this admin, you have to know the people that are about to be handed the reins to this country. You've been dealing with them, right? But now you're going to have to deal with them in an exasperated sense because all of their cylinders are spinning, right? So yeah, you could say Jordan Peterson sounds like he's crying, but he's been canvassing this country, proselytizing and raising up, right? Christian nationalists who want to crusade and take their country back from infidels, right? And yeah, they're going to be in the comment section talking crazy to people. Anyone who is non-white and is non-Christian, right? And you don't kiss the ring, they have every you're not human to them. They're dehumanizing you. You're missing the whole point as to what's going on globally with all non-white civilizations that are being wiped out, right? So the Zionist strain is one angle of the zealotry. The evangelical Christian nationalist strain is another strain of the zealotry. And now they're together, right? Where the Zionists are going to be able to supply the technology to do the things that they were shown to do in the Middle East, and then you have the people here with the grudge and the podium from which to judge, right? And they're going to do it under disguise of Christianity. You feel me? And they're going to pounce and prosecute on anything that is not their version of Christianity. So melanated people have made this terrible mistake not to distinguish their level of Christianity to juxtapose whatever these people are coming with their Caesar Borgia version or their Donald Trump version, because that's their Christ. Right? They're not going to Caesar Borgia. They're going to Donald Trump to say, no, this is the living version of our reincarnated Lord and Savior who's anointed to lead our crusade. Right? And anybody who don't want to get with that, and they're banging, they're coming back with a vengeance. Right? And I showed you it in hip hop. D1, Kendrick.
Right. Christian rappers.
It's a slew of them.
Yeah, it's a yeah. They got a whole assembly line of them. Remember when we saw them at Juneteenth popping?
Seen them popping, right?
I got the drill Christian rappers. They drilling for Jesus.
Yes, sir. They're drilling for Jesus.
They drilling for Jesus.
So let's be very clear. You know what I'm saying? This is not your uncle, this is not your grandfather's Christianity, and these are not the Christians that Dr. Ben debated either. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing that we can do at this particular point is get out of the kiddie pool of the debate scene that has been taking place. So shout out to Sinetta. I don't know, I do know. I have an idea that they're still debating over there. You know what I'm saying?
They're doing religious too.
They're doing religious debates still over there. I don't know who the title holders are. I don't know who's the Pacquiao or the Mayweather.
Yeah. Who the Mayweathers over there?
I'm not quite sure.
Who the Jake Paul?
This conversation has to be redeemed, because while we've been spending so much time over here in one another's face, these people have revived. You know what I'm saying? And again, you might not prescribe to it, but it's the narrative, my nigga, and you do not control the narrative.
Right.
They control the narrative at this particular time, and they're forcing the narrative.
Right. With what you've been exposed to over the past, few months, do you feel like that the debate should come back in this community? Is that a welcomed genre or subgenre?
There's no way to avoid it at this point, because the community now is overcrowded with too many unsustainable claims, and is way too many people stepping on one another's shoes. So in order to come to the forefront and get war ready, because my niggas, you're gonna have to go to war, right? Yeah, how do again, because niggas can't agree on anything. So who's gonna be voted to get into the forefront to go and scrap with these Neanderthals, right? Because their Christian nationalism is a form of white supremacy, and they're only here to put you under the deodorant. They're making no concessions to your nigga-ness because they don't have to, and you don't exist in their history, only as a slave.
Right. Because that is that version of evangelical Christianity. That's the Christianity that they were preaching to keep niggas in chains.
This is this is Confederate Christianity, my nigga.
Right.
And not the version that these niggas keep coming around trying to remix about, the Confederates was melanin. That bullshit they talking about, that's not what we talking about.
Right.
I'm speaking about, and again, I'm around these people. I see them every single day. They plot, planning, and strategizing. They don't miss a day. And them niggas don't be asleep like y'all. They be up at 6:30, 7 in the morning, and they cafes plot, planning, and strategizing. 60, 70, 80-year-old plus. So
give me real quick, give me a brief vision of what the debates will look like if they were to come back. Because when I did say I don't want to be irresponsible and say should the debates come back, and then people are thinking that I'm saying the same type of energy and the same type of debates.
You have to figure out what the latest. I got ideas. I don't want to throw them out right now because I actually want to do something about it.
Right.
But the role that I will play with my contingency that I'm bringing into it is going to be peer review, and the peer review will come from whoever, both sides that are submitting whatever their arguments are, specifically whatever side is considered to be the quote unquote winner. Yeah, we got to peer review this stuff.
Right.
And then we should put out journals based on the peer review to say this information was thoroughly vetted, because again, the understanding is that we all have a tendency to benefit from this latest the latest information that has been,
presented, introduced.
So yeah, it's an unprecedented time, right, to get some traction on these conversations, and hopefully, do a debate in a tactful means and ways in which it won't get out of control like anything prior to it. But I think incorporating AI into it as a mediator or fact checker in real time, I think that's going to have a deep effect. And but in order for that to be done, we have to have a LLM that's up to par with that
With the
level of
facts.
research. You can't
Right.
do it on chat. You can't do it with the LLMs that are available.
It gotta be
now,
open
because
source.
They have already been scrubbed and compromised.
It gotta be open source.
These LLMs is the stuff that these religious zealots are operating and moving off of, because they are erasing all of the stuff that they got. The Dr. Ben reference list. They got the John Henry Clark reference list. That's
Right.
the shit that they went and erased
Right.
first.
Right. Right. And you need a fact checker for the AI as well. So lawyers watching lawyers, so we don't go broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all of that, you know, the beauty of AI is that all of that could be set up in a network. You know what I'm saying? All of that could be set up, and it could happen like this. So
That's fact.
yeah, we definitely we need the return of an upstanding debate circuit, but we have to move from there. We can't get stuck there. So it has to be debate for the sake of what? Releasing journals, and then those journals have to become actionable items that people got to move on. You feel me?
Yep. I agree.
When this information gets out there, you got to move on it. You know what I'm saying? So it does not become mutated and compromised. But I ain't finna be sitting up here arguing with Europeans about the veracity of Christianity right now. Right. That's not what I'm finna do in 2025.
Right.
I could give $2. But I mean, again, I'll throw my Pope Pablo flock on and just get real mixy. But this was for the people. It's like, yo, this was for you to formulate a game plan so we could move in a room full of vultures undercover. You know what I'm saying? I know what comes with this shit, though. There's a flip side to it that you don't want to get stuck in. Because, again, I have said this on many occasions. Y'all think that them people is playing, man. Them people is not playing. They are about catching. They're about laying shit out. They're about neutralizing opposition. And if you really become opposition that they don't fuck with, they really attempt to neutralize you. And they play dirty. They play in the astral realms. You know what I'm saying? They not on no Michelle Obama shit that you go live, you know. You go low and we go high. They go high to the astral. They go high to the spirit realms. They go high to petition your ancestors to come and kick your ass. Because your ancestors will flip on you for the right motherfucking...
for the right price.
For the right price.
Right. The right henceforth, why I put this out, and I'm looking for researchers who have the data and the knowledge of the community. Please make sure y'all email me and hit me up and let me know, you know, that you're out there. I got a great response from my Instagram family out there. You know, closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean? You don't know who's out there until you make the call. So I'm gonna do this with the YouTube. Take this serious, y'all. Don't just watch this and you hear it and you don't. If that's you, then you've been contacted. You know what I mean? Hit us up. This is very important. We are in a very unique time right now. Somebody brought up Chat GPT IO or O1, whatever. You know, I know Sora came out today. They have a $200 a month subscription. Now, while an ordinary person was scoring at that, the way that I know with that $200, you're gonna be able to make $2,000, $20,000. You know what I mean? If you know what you're doing, I'm sure it's gonna have its advantages and whatnot. So there's some very powerful tech being rolled out. What you said?
Go ahead.
There's some very powerful tech being rolled out. It's been about 2 years. A lot of the weaker or less or more inferior technology has been kind of like phased out. So we're in a very interesting place going into 2025, but we would never know how this technology will benefit us if we don't use it to our benefit. And the best thing that we could utilize right now with this technology is the research, because the technology This it's a excavator. It goes deep. You could prompt that shit to dig very deep, the same way that they digging deep for diamonds and gold. And they just found $3 trillion worth of gold in El Salvador.
El Salvador,
the same place where they're mining Bitcoin in the mountains. He just found a bolita of gold today.
He found gold on top of the biddy,
bro. I don't know what type of magic them niggas is doing over there.
They just found gold in China.
I saw that.
Nigga, I was going to Africa all that time. I had to shit in China.
Man, I could have got some manufacturing of some clothes and some gold.
They just found gold somewhere else. I got to research where that somewhere else is. And now they found it in El Salvador, on top of the fact that he just got to grab his cojones on. Yeah, he got to pop his collar because his Bitcoin gamble.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They found a reserve, bro. They found a big reserve. So
boy, oh boy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so yeah, man, that's
yeah, LiDAR. They probably use the LiDAR satellite. The LiDAR technology allows them
the light, right?
To
Even
look at space in the canvas,
And does that have something to do with the Starlink? I'm wondering.
I mean, again, LiDAR is them utilizing satellites to look in the Earth. I don't know if Starlink is that satellite that they use, if it has the lens on it. But
right,
I wouldn't. Yeah, have you seen Starlink before? Have you been out in the country? Have you been have you seen Starlink
in the sky?
Operation? Yeah.
No, only online.
Okay. Yeah, it looked like the illest thing ever.
I heard about it.
They're like, you think that the aliens is here.
Yeah, you think that they lined up and whatnot. Yeah, he lives on trillions of gold dollars.
Mm.
And they have the Bitcoin that they mined. And,
yeah, they do anything, and it's wide open. I would advise, especially if the people is into crypto, if you into Bitcoin, go spend some time in El Salvador, because the people have not all the way embraced it. So it's wide open. They're looking for
right,
and it's not like a hit with they folks in El Salvador. Maybe now because it went hyperbolic, but prior to that,
it's legal tender. They didn't even know what they were. They didn't even know what they had.
They didn't. Yeah, they have it, but they don't know how to use it. It's not a mass adoption, and mass adoption is 4% and better, y'all. So they wasn't even at that.
Right, and keep in mind, they banned mining in El Salvador, so they don't have mines and whatnot. They're not mining the gold. They're sitting on it. He's like, they don't want to mine it.
Right.
So
yeah, there's gold, diamonds, and iridium
in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that what barbecue and them is fighting for.
I mean, you would think, but they ain't talking like that.
Whew. I haven't seen no passport bros in El Salvador though, to be honest with you. They didn't cross over into El Salvador.
You been looking for them?
No, I'm just saying, like on my timeline, when those videos pop up, I see them in DR, Colombia, Panama. They don't be in El Salvador. The shit that I seen with El Salvador is the mega jail and the goddamn how they cleaned up the crime.
Mm-hmm.
They hard body on, yeah. They elbow. They jumped off the top rope with them niggas. But yeah, where we at? Oh, we at the 2 hour and a half mark.
We ain't got no more articles. That was it.
No, we articled out.
Okay,
we articled out.
But yeah,
I do got the Anunnaki thing.
Like I said, I didn't see the full debate I saw segments of it, and I didn't see the response that y'all speaking about that he put up yesterday. I will check it out. So, when we meet up again, I'll have more context. But my premise has been what it is, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the conversation around, you know, what people have been attempting to tell us about with the Anunnaki thing. I'm like, we gotta dig a little bit deeper and, you know what I'm saying, get into the language. There's a lot of mistranslation and people are just running with the mistranslation and building narrative around it to make it sound very mythological, but that's not the exact interpretation.
Okay.
You feel me? And it looks crazy.
Look at what Tabitha said. Let's revisit Jay-Z. I missed that commentary. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, let's not revisit Jay-Z, okay?
Nah, go ahead. Cause
Man, because if you show up with the Rock Nation paper hat with the paper planes, like a nigga could never wear Rockaway again after this convo tonight.
they wasn't wearing Rockaway.
There's no revisiting of that. I think whatever needed to be said was said. I appreciate the fact that it wasn't one-sided type shit. You know what I mean? There's healthy dialogue taking place. Once again, family, barbershop cantor. You know what I mean? Irregardless if we twins or not, if he was getting a shape up and we in the barbershop, we going in like that. That's how we go. That we from Brooklyn. We go hard. You know what I mean? Y'all might think that we fight, but Brooklyn people, we talk crazy. You know what I mean? We got passion. We got fire. That's how we give it up. But it's always love. You know what I mean? It's never, you know, for y'all, it's chilling. It's like in like, you know, places where they don't have that type of energy. Just know that that's the energy, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Good. We've been arguing about Jay-Z for a decade, y'all. Is that true or not? Niggas threw hands, not me and you, but Brooklyn dudes throw hands about Jay-Z. That's a fact.
They do. And like I had wrote on my post, I was like, I know Black Dot gonna bring the Clippers out tonight.
Whoo, man! If he get Oba,
he gonna shape them up. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna have that high Blue Ivy, so we're in a bunker. They gonna rally up the army to march.
Yeah, you know, Black Dot been giving them the business for a minute. You feel me? And our commentary, I've always felt that it was fair. You know what I mean? Because it's like we literally grew up around dude. You know, we've had some moments with him back in the day. Rest in peace to my brother Poop Man. We spoke about that the other day. How we had did a historic party in Brooklyn and Flatbush.
Yes.
Where we brought Jay out and he performed. This was during the End of Reasonable Doubt. He matter of fact, he performed 21. The shit was like, Wendy Williams. What song was that? He performed Imaginary Players the very first time at that venue, that party we did, and 21 Questions. If that was the name of the song. This was the first time that he ever debuted music from the second album and performed it in public. And that was an epic night.
It was.
Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remember that.
Dope. I'm gonna go to a word of our sponsor, word from the sponsors and whatnot. We finna wrap this up because you know your bedtime is in 15 minutes. You might not be clocking the clock.
But
you know what I mean?
That's what I was saying though. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't
go ahead, do your thing.
Audit and shit that you cut me off. Allow.
Nah. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Thought to manifest.
Okay.
Feel me?
Do your thing.
So, like I said, you know, it's proximity politics. And just because you've been around someone, just because someone is from the borough, just because you even grew up listening to this particular pedigree of music, we've always formulated our own personal observations and opinions of this individual who we can observe as an individual in our purview, who we know, and also as an artist, you know what I'm saying, that we share with the rest of the world in terms of the impact and the inspiration that this person's music may have had, you know, on our lives and on the lives of others. We witnessed the entire culture move with this individual. You feel me? So
Yep,
that,
Kanye.
yeah, that
So much.
never stopped us from being responsible in our reporting, right? That never stopped us. You know, did we go nuclear with it, where other people have, and have chose one side and just went extreme with that? No, we, for the most part, stayed in the middle because we have to report, right? So you have to maintain your level of integrity. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a straight shooter and tell it like it is. But I
Right.
also don't get into disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not necessary. So I'm just like, yo, we have been very fair in our criticism. You know what I'm saying? We have been very fair in our observations, you know what I mean? In the way that this narrative has been told. In particular, you know, with me, because of how I deal and play with the 44s, this is somebody, again, that my observation and me dealing with him in terms of interpreting certain things that he's done, said, or, you know what I mean? How he resonates with that particular frequency. I've been
Yeah.
doing that for like 15 years now. And I made note yesterday, you know, that story about Damascus. Damascus is 444 in Hebrew in gematria. Its
Right.
numerical frequency is 444. So I said that on the show before any of this stuff pops off. So when I see him getting the news and, you know, he's tethered to that particular number as well, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Then my antennas go up and I'm forced to sit up to see things. And then Shorty's 13 and 444 with the 13th album. And you know what I'm saying?
Hold
And
on. We
four
could do it
days
even.
after his
We could
55th
even do it
birthday.
better. There you go. Cook.
Yeah. So Damascus is 444. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I'll show you. That's it right there in the Godwin's Kabbalistic Encyclopedia. If you need to look that up on Google, go to Google's books and type in Godwin's Kabbalistic Encyclopedia.
Okay.
That's for all of my gematria experts. You want to get some Hebrew down pat and some Kabbalah? Go there. Next one. Yeah, there you go. That 444.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Next. Ironically, the Book of Job came out December 3rd, last week, a
On
day
his
before the birthday. No, his birthday is December 4th.
fourth. Right.
Turned 55 this year. 4 days later, they hit him with the case, right? So he's tethered to them fours. You know, he was married on April 4th to Beyonce, born on September 4th. You know, the progenitor of the 44 fours, the progenitor of 22 twos. Shout out to Maria Davis. You
Yes.
feel me?
Black.
So, yeah, ironically, this book came out in Jay-Z Blue the other day. This is a compilation of the exhibit that they had at the Brooklyn Museum that opened up last year. You know,
Yes.
man. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? All of these things, I just, you know, they're observations. I just see them in alignment. I see a very interesting time. And before, once again, before the narrative had dropped about him, what did I say? I think I said it earlier in the show yesterday. I said they're going to have to hurry up and get this information out and package this shit up and get it before the people. Because what? I said, Sloan Bella said his nigga's about to get hit next year. And I see that the
Mm-hmm.
way it was lining up. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
seen it. And I'm looking at this nigga's energy. And he knows something is coming. He's wearing it all over his motherfucking energy field, if you know what you're looking at. So I'm like, damn, I see the stress in his face. You know what I'm saying? He don't like himself. He knows it's about to drop and hit. His posture looked totally different. And now I know why.
Right. Next slide.
Yeah. So not too many people remember the movie 444. This was directed by the director's name is Ferrera. He was the same director who did The Last Temptation of Christ. I believe he did The Last Temptation of Christ. He also did King of New York.
Okay.
Frank White.
Frank White. Oh.
Yes, another 44 resonator, Biggie Smalls. Next. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. A drop unexpectedly like bird shit. You heard get stuck quickly for royalties and show money. The Book of Job is an actual coffee table book you can buy. right? So
120.
432 page, yeah, they want a buck and change for it. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
still, if y'all are collectors, you know what I
Right.
mean? You might want to grab that. So 444 is a liturgical biblical number that stands for Messiah, stands for Jesus, stands for the King, it stands for the cross, it stands for the key. I mean, you name it. You name it, right? All of the main motifs dealing with the power in this religion
Right.
resonate with 444. Jesus' mission, right? Whether figurative or literal, niggas, it don't matter. According to the narrative, which is numerical based, it was for what? 44 months and 4 days. So not only does his name equal 444, that's why they named it Jesus in Greek specifically, so it could resonate on the frequency, because it's the same word or number that resonates with Messiah. The same word that resonates with the Lord, the same word that resonates with the King, the same word that resonates with the cross. On and on and on. Right? He's a
Right.
44 resonator, Jesus himself. A book written by Paul, who starts his mission in Antioch in 44 AD. Go ahead. So this was yesterday's Pope Pablo revelation. The way, family, if y'all not familiar with my ministries and the way that I decipher, I go to the Gregorian calendar date and then I go into the Bible and I show you how to create a living testament when the shit comes alive, when I start interpreting it, not in my own words.
Right.
I start explaining and showing you how it overlays with reality right now, regardless of whether you believe in religion or not, my nigga. This is not subjective. Okay?
Right.
The war in heaven. This was yesterday's energy. Then a war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, Drake, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But the dragon was not strong enough, and no longer was any place found in heaven for him and his angels. And the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with them. Right? The devil is a lie. So on this day, on yesterday and today, you see the destruction and desecration and the desolation of Hove. Right? Flung down. Right?
Yeah, humble.
Humble, as they say, as they call him, they like, yeah, that's Shaitan in disguise. You know what I'm saying? Astaghfirullah, blasphemy. How dare he call himself Hove?
Right.
This is a very interesting individual in our life story, in our lifetime. This ain't your regular schmegular. This is Hove. And either Hove is or he ain't. Okay?
Right.
So these are very interesting times. Like when you just don't, you know what I mean? Like you just don't take down Jay and think that there's going to be no cultural ramifications. He's very foundation in a lot of people's reality of how they built their lives around his aspirational stories of success.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And to realize that once again, we was all participating to some degree, in a house built on sand. You can't build a lasting foundation on ill-gotten gain. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that on the better lies, on deceit, on, you feel me? Like I don't know nobody that got anything still standing from the 80s and the 90s off of crack money. It's not sustainable. Nothing held.
Easy
Nothing
come, easy go.
Nothing. It was never
Illusionary.
It cannot stay. It's not the right energy or frequency.
Yep.
And
blood money.
again, and before we, because people are gonna, so what about these folks? These whites? Stop comparing yourself to them. You are a different moral fiber and character. That's your problem. You want to minimize yourself, so you feel me? You could be comparable to them. You want to minimize yourself so you can have a level of equity with somebody that's the size of an ant, and you are Nephilim. Like, no, do you, but know that heavy is the head that wears the crown, and that shit comes with a level of responsibility because unlike them, you're never, alone. You're never individualized. You're never by yourself. We're always part and parcel to our people because of the magnetism that comes with melanin within itself.
Right.
So there's a responsibility that comes with that. And it's like, yeah, man, I can't say what somebody should do to avoid the inevitable if the inevitable is already here. The only thing we can do is watch. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like, yeah, son should have used this money more than giving back to the hood and all of that. The nigga's a drug dealer. Unapologetically. Right? And the most successful one ever, according to how he built his narrative around it.
Right.
So created a whole subgenre of the fact that you can take talking about crack and make it a multi-million-dollar profession and build a genre where other people can emulate that and come into the game and get on.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like
the whole trap rapping.
Yeah, and then they be like, mythically, they be like, yeah, so Shaitan was the minister of music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, like, what you think you looking at? What you think you looking at? And then, the shit that y'all expect from them people, them same people. You might be looking at Shaitan himself, but you expect morality from him. And the shit surprises you. When the niggas who's like, yeah, I sold $1 billion worth of work, show you that they got a dark side. You be like, I'm so appalled.
And for this right here, this is going to be the next show. We ain't going to get to this tonight, but we're going to get the next show and we're going to deal with that. You feel me? We're going to let that marinate a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to let that marinate. Let that just,
Yeah, the next time we come together, we'll handle this conversation and this discourse and whatnot. But I want to go to a word from the sponsors before we get out of here. You feel me?
Do that.
All right, here we go. All right. As we do every year, we are gonna be doing this year again. Our good brother Ross Ben will be returning to do a 2024 year in review. And simultaneously, we are going to be visualizing the 9-year, which is 2025. So if you know anything about prophecies that this brother has been able to bring forward to this channel, he's been able to properly envision what the future was going to be utilizing his sacred sciences and whatnot. He's been doing this for a few years on KTL, giving us the quote unquote calendar of what things are to come or what's to come in the upcoming year and whatnot. So he'll be doing this for 2025. All right. This will be on Monday, December the 30th, ladies and gentlemen, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. This will be on Zoom only. It will be available to our Patreons and it's also open to the public. I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat. If you want to get your tickets, we have an early bird special. So please take advantage of the early bird special. Get your ticket, pull up and be in the building. Brother's going to bring it. He's going to be doing his research. He's going to line things up for 2025 through the lens of a master teacher. I look forward to seeing y'all. And of course, I'm going to be laying it out with my metaphysical lens and whatnot. One of the craziest, most unforgettable years that I've personally lived through, and I'm almost 50. And I promise you, 2024 is one for the record books. So I already started putting my presentation together. And the good brother Ross Ben is going to bring the science, and we're going to be in the building to receive that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So please make sure you get your tickets. We have them available on Buy Me a Coffee, Know the Ledger 444. We're going to be in the kitchen cooking. And like somebody in the comments said, Ross Ben predicted the pandemic all the way in 2019.
He did.
So he did right here on this platform. So yes, I need y'all to be in the building so you really could know moving into 2025 what the energy is and a whole bunch of things that he could do, only he can do. You know what I mean? So I really look forward to that. And yeah.
That's the legend when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? I set my clock according to Ross Ben's, predictions and observations. I listen to his, and then I sit with mine, and you know what I mean? I come up with my themes as well. So I wouldn't go against what he lays out. You feel me? So I'm waiting for it as well. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to template, how to navigate this upcoming course, because he's going to give you that insight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And 25 is going to be tricky, y'all. Like, I mean, as you can see, we've been laying it out. This is just the season finale for the season 25. This is going to be a kicker. You know what I mean? This is going to be a kicker. You know what I'm saying? So watching all of the pieces on the board move around and get into place for this big thing to go down. So we'll see. Yes, the 9-year, you know what I mean? The 9-year, the divine 9. And thank you, Tabitha, for becoming a member on Know the Ledger 444 and Buy Me a Coffee. And everybody else in the building, thank you beforehand for your support, supporting this channel, supporting with me and Blue Dove. Just being there to show your support. That's highly appreciated. We do this for y'all. You feel me? And with that being said, leaving with some information, Blue. Somebody also said that they wish you got a YouTube channel. They want you to have your own channel. Put that out there. Nah, somebody in the audience was like,
nah.
You should get your own channel, bro. Can't wait to hear you break things down.
You're right. I've been thinking about it. But I'm over here.
It'll be on this platform, of course. You don't got to go to another channel. I'm just saying. Like a variety, your own show, right? Like a Blue Pill show.
My show.
Yeah. Well, was that Mineral Ministries? Would that be considered your?
I mean, Mineral Ministries would be one of the shows.
Right.
And I'm getting them a Pablo bag.
Right.
You feel me?
That was mostly IG based too, more so than YouTube every episode.
Yes, it was mostly IG based, but I do have the episodes, and we're gonna be sharing them.
Beautiful. I would love to animate some of them.
Why is the smartest nigga in the room always the devil's advocate?
Why you say that?
It always be the smartest nigga in the room to be the devil's advocate. You don't notice that?
The devil is smart. That's what they say.
How does he recruit his troops and keep him the baddest bitch?
Oh, there we go. Smack.
How did they criminalize cannabis and minimize savageness? How come you can sing songs about Satan and they make a massive hits, but if you talk about the creative creation, you got to mask the shit?
Yo, get this man in the booth, y'all. You feel me? Get this man in the booth.
But am I lying? Anyway.
Nah. But they as you can see, I want to see you on Twitch though, man. I gotta talk to you about that because I know that you wasn't really feeling the Twitch movement and whatnot.
Who said that?
I didn't hear the patch.
Since that episode, I done had conversations with my folks and told them, you know what I mean, to get ready for the all-day streaming. We done mapped dates out and everything. I done gave them the whole plays. We done visualize it. Okay. I'm using my imagination and getting in the Twitch space to really make something happen.
Yeah, man. The Twitch needs the unks. They need the unks over there, man. Right, raise the frequency up. You know what I'm talking about? So we'll have more information. I'll share some stuff with you. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you have a vision for moving into some different spaces and whatnot. You know?
Am I dropping? Yup. 2025.
Yeah.
I Yeah, I got epic, mega bomb. I got pieces that are just like Pulitzer Prize shit. And no disrespect on nothing that nobody else is doing. I really love what Dolce's doing because it informs me about performances. You know, artistry is back, but not just artistry. Like I
Performance
want to
art.
do performance art. Yeah, I don't even want to call what I do. I don't know what to call it because it's going to be a mesh and a blend of so many things. And there's so many pieces that I get excited about that
Right.
I'm just refusing to sit on them because I'm like, yo, it needs to be said. It needs like these conversations and these downloads is like for now.
Shoot, I want to
Feel me?
perform while I'm doing a pony steam.
Well,
I want to perform while I'm doing a pony steam. You know how they got the yoni steam?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, they got the pony steam too. So I want to like get my hair braided. I'm chilling and I'm on my throne. I'm on performance art. I'm just performing. Yeah, I want to do that. You gotta bring the performances back, man. Gotta bring it back.
Yeah. I want to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to perform, but we got a lot of venues that we can make all of that, you know what I'm saying, possible. I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
out one and I'm gonna get up out of here
that part.
because I love this joint. If God exists, why worship politics? I'm speaking to all God and goddesses, the prophets and prophetess. You need your optics fixed. Everything ain't what it seems. Oculus. Why avoid the obvious? They work for lobbyists. Trapped in a box. Roddy rich. Laughter gonna stop. Politics is warfare without bloodshed. The poor share enough stress, but don't get to share in the success. Work like dogs, but the lion's shares go to execs who get perks like God, splurge the cards, and if they do dirt with fraud, their white collar lands them in club fed. Slap on the wrist, get back to the mix, crony capitalists, rough sex with sadomasochists, democratic whips, maggot chicks with plastic dicks, getting physical with liberal activists. It's all an acting bit. They don't call it political theater because it lacks the shit. These theatrics mixed with media magic tricks got the people under spells, the walking dead off the ledge, some under hell. Until the sun prevails, you're going to have to wait for the rapture. In the meantime, what's the use of hating on MAGA? They got their one sprung from jail and made him a master. He entered as an apprentice and on his third run became relentless. On his way to disaster, a run from hell.
Crazy.
I want to perform this at the inauguration. I'm dead ass though.
Oh man, we gotta get you on that. What's the with the microphone? Did we drop it down?
Yeah, Wayne.
For shooters only.
Oh, for shooters only. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. For
up.
shooters only.
Yeah,
they got the other one in New York, but I like for shoot. I like when they outside.
So my, you know, again, y'all. I'm a watcher. I observe things. I get real quiet and I look into things and I look deep into things, and then I just extract conversation in my mind. So I'll have a jigger joint by next time we see each other, and I'm gonna be able to put it in perspective because sometimes I don't do the best talking these days and shit, but I do a lot better when I write.
Yeah, it's therapy. You know what I mean? It's a form of expression. Everything don't have to be the word. It could be, you know what I mean? The pen, something else. Yeah, when Jay is going, they're gonna need somebody to fill that space. So you keep doing your thing, man. Keep polishing your pen.
Always gonna keep it together. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
But y'all, appreciate y'all. It's been real, and it's definitely got me up past my bedtime. You know what I'm saying? But
it ain't that late. Come on, you good. You'll make up for it.
I gotta go right to sleep. There's other shit that I had wanted to do before I took it down tonight. I ain't gonna have no time to listen to none of this Billy.
Yeah, do some crunches, my nigga, and take it down.
I wanted to catch some of this Billy commentary and
some of that Rigo talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear some. I got, see what I'm gonna put into these balls.
Yeah. I need you to put that. Yeah, please crunch that into the bars.
All right,
commentary. All right, man. So for the family, yes, peace to the family.
That Naga, we bringing that Naga outside as well. They keep talking about that hat. You know what I'm saying? You know,
we got more of these.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you ain't unveiling nothing that you got to the people. I gave you a bunch of stuff. Show them what you got. Stop holding on to it.
Yeah. Our next episode we'll break the hats out and whatnot. We'll have a little display.
Yo, yeah.
Everybody.
Before we get off this shit, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Right.
I seen a post and shit, you know what I'm saying, before I got on and shit. They was like, yo, they was like, Billy Carson went Drake on these niggas. They was like, yo, Billy went Billy Graham. He was debating a Christian nigga. You know, Aubrey Graham, Billy Graham.
He said Billy Graham. Why? Because he lost and he wanted to sue? That's crazy.
It's a Graham cracker, Billy Graham.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Man. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, man.
That nigga Oscar crazy at, man.
That's a fact.
Okay, Simon, bring Ashra back in.
Bring Ashra. Yo, we'll have these hats on the Mart, and you'll also be able to find them on Cosmic Dust.
Yeah.
And I'll also have it in the shop on Buy Me a Coffee, Know the Ledger, Blue Pill Said the Word. But a lot of these hats are one-on-one. It ain't like we're going to China to get them made. That's a hemp. I believe that we got some hemp designs. We got some cotton designs. Let them know what NAGA stands for. And we go
National Asiatic Galactic Association. You know what I'm saying? It's for my psychonauts.
You feel me? Those that travel through many spaces and many places. You feel me?
COZMIKDUST. Cosmic Dust.
Yes.
COZMIKDUST. Peace, love, and light. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see you in the light.
With that being said, y'all, peace. All right.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious, Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.